Welcome in, everybody. Good to have you. Welcome in, Norma. Good evening, Didi and Chat. Ole. Hi, Norma, Didi and Chatters. Tusi, welcome in, Tusi. Tusi says, hello, Didi. Good to have you guys. Oh, Lord. It's going to be another good one. It was a great one this morning. Great live. My Lord. It was awesome. Even Alex showed up in the earlier live. Alex Criminal Network showed up. Pam, thank you for always supporting the channel, my friend. Appreciate you. Yeah, it was quite interesting. Quite interesting. So this is going to be a really good one. I got a feeling. Oh, you're good, Tushi. I get it. Sometimes we just, sometimes we just have other things we got to take care of. You're good. No worries. No reason to apologize. I know you'd be here if you could. Absolutely. That this is going to be another damn good one. You need to go back and watch the last one because I'm telling you, a lot of information there and solid, good information. Pam says, praise the Lord, they dismissed the Juice's case. Yeah. I know that there was always that worry, like, would they? Would they? And yet now, I always felt they were going to, right? I've always said they were going to have to dismiss it, because that alone would be like, I mean, you're asking for trouble if they would have tried to prosecute that with the Juice. So I've always said they had to dismiss it, even when they did it the first time. You knew they had to, but you're right. I mean, I'm glad they did, but I always thought that you can't literally go ahead and try to charge somebody with, it's kind of like with getting information or charging somebody for something that you did illegally, not the person, but in this case, law enforcement violating the rights. You know what I mean? Just can't do that. Can't do that. And so I was shocked they didn't do it a lot sooner. I would say that. I was definitely shocked they didn't do it a lot sooner. Folgers is in the house. Good to have you, Semper Fi, my brother. Good to have you. Yeah, Juice I tell you what, he's got a really good head on his shoulders as far as you can see that he is very respectful. And I definitely could not believe that this thing wasn't dropped a long time ago, to be honest. Hello, everyone. I have company right now, but I am watching. You got it, Carol. You got it. No worries. Glad you are there. So just giving it another couple minutes, and then we'll get started. But yeah, there was a lot of good information on this last live we had. A lot of people, I think, left really wondering what. I mean, there was a lot of good questions, good information, and it was just really, really awesome, really, truly awesome. It was great. Everybody seemed to get something because the comments and the questions were just off the hook. I mean, there were so many. So yeah, those are the kind of lives that this was like, it was beating from the beginning to the end, literally. So I was happy. I was very happy. But it's been kind of, here the last probably, I would say 3-4 lives have been just off the hook. And there was a lot of people streaming at that time too. So it wasn't like we weren't like they didn't have other options to go to. There was several people streaming, from JLR to 857 to I think even Alex was on there for a little bit. There was a lot of going on, movement wise. So, but we still were able to do really well. think we had like 78, 80 in the chat, somewhere in there. So it was really good. I am back. Hello, who I miss. Welcome in, Oleg. You missed nothing yet. Nothing just yet. We're waiting till, okay. So let's go ahead and get this on the road, because everybody knows 5 o'clock, and we're definitely 5 o'clock. They'll come in, they'll just pick up where they're at. If you are lurking, everybody's opinion here matters, and everybody's opinion gets heard. So if you are lurking and you want to, point out something, by all means, come on in and be a part of this, because this is somewhere where you will be heard, and your opinions will at least be heard by people that will give you feedback one way or the other. Welcome in, everybody. All right. Welcome in, Norma. All right. So today I want to talk about, well, we got two things. We're going to talk about Nolan Wells first. And then if we have time, because I was going to do this earlier, if we have time, we'll go ahead and bring up some things about Nancy, or probably just go into an open chat and talk about Nancy and anything else. But right now, I want to focus on literally Nolan Wells. Okay? That's what I want to focus on. So there's two attorneys right now that literally are representing Nolan Wells' friends from the boat. Okay? And the one attorney's name, and if I get it wrong by any ways, please just know I'm trying to do my best, because I stayed up late yesterday doing this. I mean, late, like 1 a.m. But one of the attorneys is Tyler Cox, and the other is Andrew Pultzek. Pultzek is the other attorney. And they were on Nancy Grace, of all places. And they were having an interview on behalf of their clients, and they were asked some really good questions. And some of the questions they were asked were really interesting. I mean, really, truly interesting. So Nancy Grace starts out, and I'll play that when I'm ready to go ahead and give my stuff out here. But Nancy Grace asked the question. She asked Tyler Cox, the attorney, if his clients took a polygraph. Now, you got to remember Officer Tatum, what he said about the polygraph. He first told Nancy that they did take a polygraph, all but one, and then he came back and said, well, it really wasn't a polygraph. It was a stress analysis voice stress test, remember? And so when she asked Tyler Cox, he said, no one took a polygraph test. Now, that's not the aha moment. He said, no attorney in their right mind would allow their client to do a polygraph test. No defense attorney would do that. Made sense. Even Nancy kind of thought, it makes sense. And he said, but he then said there were two individuals who took a stress analysis voice test. Okay. Now and I'm bringing Officer Tatum, not officer, but his podcast, Tatum. I'll just say Tatum. That's the one who did the interview with Nancy as well earlier. When he was asked that question, he said who all took this stress test, right? Well, this attorney now who's representing them said no, they didn't take no polygraph, and he said why. But then he goes on to say that what he did say is that there was one girl and one boy who took the test. Now, I don't ever recall Tatum saying any girl took the test. I just knew that he said everybody else took the test. But that's not so, according to his attorneys. His attorneys, Tyler Cox, said none of them took it. Only one girl took it and one boy took it. He didn't say the boy's name, but he said the girl was the girl that was with Nolan. That would be Katie McCormack. Okay? So you ask, what is the relevance of that? Well, Officer Tatum stated that all the boys took a test with the exception of one, which we all assume was Warren because his mom was a judge. Okay? And it believed that he was the one that did not take it. But Tatum said all of them took that test. And they all passed. But now you're hearing directly from their attorney. And their attorney is saying, no one took the test, but one boy and one girl. The girl was the girl that was with Nolan, which was Katie McCormack. And the boy, I'm not going to give you his name. So there was only one kid in that boat that took that test. You follow me? The idea that Officer Tatum would say, and if I'm wrong in anything, you please correct me. Okay? You got it, Barney. But the idea that Tatum would say all of them took it to mislead people to think they all took this analysis, voice stress test is ludicrous. It didn't happen. Now, that's huge because Tatum did say they all took that voice analysis stress test. You all remember that. And that didn't happen. Only one person that was on the boat, one person took that stress test, that voice stress test analysis or whatever in the hell. Think about that for a minute. Welcome in, Melly. Only one. And that was according to their attorney. So the idea, welcome in, Grayson, welcome in. Yes, that's what I just said, Grayson. That's exactly what I said. Tatum said everyone took it, but one person, and we believe that was Warren. Correct. But the attorneys are saying not so fast. He said nobody took it, but one person took it, and one girl, one boy and one girl. And the girl, he said, was Katie McCormack, the girl that was with Nolan. That's what he said. Now, who are you going to believe? Tatum? Or are you going to believe literally his attorney, the boys' attorneys? Think about it. That's what was said. The idea that in my opinion, Tatum would mislead or make it seem like they all took this stress test, that's not accurate according to that attorney. Because he stated on Nancy Grace that didn't happen. And that attorney is, hang on a second to my notes. That attorney is Tyler Cox, who made that statement. There was two attorneys there having this interview with Nancy Grace. Do you follow me now? Follow what I'm saying, right? You follow me, Grayson, right? Okay. So, yes, the idea that only one kid, one of those boy, took that stress test analysis, voice test, whatever in the hell, was just one. Just one. But Tatum said all of them took it, but one. Now, we could say, oh, well, he may have made a mistake. Let me tell you, when you're trying to defend or when you're trying to put out this type of information, my God, and you should know better, you definitely want to make sure you put out what's out there. Because now when you look at Officer Tatum, how can anybody take anything he says, and why would any of the friends of Nolan, even in the parents, why would they even have them talk to him? Because his credibility it's not good. It is just not good. I mean, I don't want to say it's bad, but the truth of it is that, yeah, it's there was some untruth to it. You know, can people make mistakes? I'm sure. But when you're trying to sell this to the American people, welcome in, Truth Warrior. When you're trying to sell this to the American people, and you're trying to convince the people that everybody took that test when only one did. And here's the thing. The girl that took the test also, the girl that was with Nolan, that attorney said they both passed their test. Now, I don't know what questions were asked. So that means that if they asked if this one kid or whatnot had anything to do with Nolan, and let's just say he said no, apparently whatever the test said, that young man passed. But here's the kicker. If they asked the girl who was with Nolan, if in fact they asked, was he with you? And she said no, guess what? She passed as well. So then the question becomes, who do you believe? Officer Tatum? Or do you believe those friends of Nolan's, their attorney? I'll tell you where I'm going to go, because that attorney is not going to misstep or misquote anything. That's a fact. That's why he's there for. So the reason I bring this out is because there's a lot of credibility issues that I have seen in watching, and I've been following this case from the beginning. I've been listening to what's going on. I've been trying to parse it as best I can. I'm not saying these boys did anything to Nolan. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is there was a lot of mistruths and that interviews that Officer Tatum had with these young men. There was a lot of mistruths. And here's the thing. If an officer tells a mistruth when he's an officer, I'm talking an officer in general, okay? When an officer tells the truth, his credibility is shot. He might as well just get out of law enforcement, because all they have to do is bring that one case up. Now, I'm not saying that obviously Officer Tatum is still an officer. He's not. Okay, he just has a podcast. He calls himself Officer Tatum. But my point is, you still lose that credibility. And I'm not sure anybody can believe anything this man says. Just my opinion. What say you, chat? Grayson, what percentage do you place on the attorney Cox being incorrect about this? For God's sake, Grayson, Attorney Cox is the individuals, the young friends of Nolan, the young men of Nolan that knew Nolan. He's their attorney. How in the hell would he be lying? Why would he lie if he's their attorney? You don't believe that those guys, you don't believe Cox was hired by those guys until August 5th. Really? So you're saying that those attorneys wouldn't know what was going on, the whole process, and they're representing those young men. Is that what I'm hearing? That you think that the attorney is incorrect when he's stating and he's representing this? Because if you're saying that, hey, I don't know what to tell you. But look, if somebody's representing me and they're throwing me and they're saying this, yeah, Houston, we got problems. We got lots of problems. No doubt. It's a no-brainer, Grayson. No-brainer. My opinion. Respectfully. Jody, woo. Hi, DD. Happy. Good to see you, Jody. Norma, hello, Jody. Miss Barney, I'm not sure I believe any of them completely. Lawyers can twist words. So these attorneys, did you hear what I said, Barney? These attorneys literally said, his attorneys, these are the boys' attorneys. Think about what I'm saying. The boys' attorneys, the young men who are Nolan's friends, they're attorneys. They're representing them. They're telling you that there was never any polygraph by all those boys. There was only 2 polygraphs. One was by the girl that Nolan was with, and one was by one boy. Not all of them, as Tatum claimed. You follow me? Melly, Jody, Melly, Dennis, Grayson. That's well after they were interviewed and supposedly were tested. So anything that happened before, those attorneys are not going to know anything. Is that what I'm hearing? Those attorneys are not going to know what they were saying? They're not going to do their homework? Grayson, we'll find out when the case is closed and the FOIA request is made about the interview. Guys, listen. Hey, everybody's opinion matters. I have no qualms with that. But sometimes you just have to look at the facts. Those boys' attorney are not going to lie about who took a poly and who didn't take a poly, or who took a stress test analysis, voice stress test, and who didn't take one. Let's be real here. Please, let's be real here. The attorneys for those boys are not going to lie about that. And yes, they're going to know their homework. They're going to have to do their homework to catch up on what's going on. So whether these boys said this before, whether Tatum said this before or after, it doesn't make a hill of beans. The fact is those attorneys are telling you, no, never happened. I don't know how. I mean, that's, my gosh, that's a pretty clean-cut deal, I would think. Tabitha, Red, White, Blue, Hearts, Tooth Warrior, 0303, Melly, Grayson, Devil Dog. I'm saying that I think neither Cox or Tatum are the reliable on the facts of the interviews. Tatum was present and Cox hadn't represented. I understand that. So you're saying that when Cox is representing them, he's not going to know what they've already said? You know what I mean? Are you saying that he's not going to know, the attorney who's representing his clients are not going to know what has already been out in the ethosphere? What has been out there in the whole gamut of what's going on? Of course he is. He's their attorney. He's going to have to know from the beginning to the end what's going on. So I get what you're saying. And I would say Tatum is not reliable over the guy's attorneys. I just don't know how to make it more clearer, honestly. But hey, if that's how you feel, no doubt about it. Hey, your opinion is welcome, no doubt. Melly, hey, Truth. I like Tatum. I have not heard lies from him. You haven't heard any lies from him. So when he said that all the boys on the boat took a stress test, voice test, and only one didn't, and when the attorneys of those same boys say, their attorney says, no, none of them took it, only one person took it, and one girl took it, you're telling me, Jody, that that's just like a misspeak? Doesn't matter who we like. It doesn't go down to who we like and who has more colorful. It goes down to the facts. The attorney is going to know their client. Would you not agree? Doug, bringing you up. Because if I'm missing some here, guys, please tell me. I want to know. I would believe the attorney, he is not going to put his name out there with the BS. I mean, it's a no-brainer, guys. Tusi, Doug, Jody. But to me, the main thing is those boys had nothing to do with what happened to Nolan. The point is, the attorney of those boys are saying they didn't all take the stress test, analyst stress test, voice test, whatnot. None of them, except one. Tatum is saying all of them took it, but one. I mean, this is not a popularity contest. This is just information. Who are you going to believe, the attorney or Tatum?
The attorney?
I don't know what. I mean, I thought this was the easy one.
It is. It's very easy.
I don't understand how people are thinking that, well, I don't think the attorneys really know, this happened before. Tatum had the interview before the attorneys were hired. That doesn't matter. The attorneys still have to know everything that's going on.
Yeah. I haven't seen the interview that you're talking about, so I'm just going to go by what you're saying and say it would be the attorney that I would listen to.
Right? I mean, it makes no sense on how you would not believe. We're going to play it here so you guys can hear it.
I've seen both. So,
I mean, it just makes no sense to me.
I think Tatum speaks to a lot of theory and feelings. He's not really talking facts. He's just putting out different theories and things that he thinks may have been possible.
Sure. And he may have misspoke. But guys, if your attorney who's representing you is telling you this is what these boys did,
hey,
and now we want to say no, I don't think that really happened that way. Oh my God.
Do we know which one boy it was? Did they say that?
Give the name of the boy.
So just one of the four.
One boy and one girl, and the girl, he said, was the girl that was with Nolan, which would be Katie McCormack.
Which would be Katie.
And he said both persons passed the stress test, voice stress test analysis.
I would have to say it's either Wyatt or Warren that was, and I'm going to have to go with Wyatt because I don't think Warren did it. I think if anybody was tested, it was probably Wyatt. He was the owner of the boat, so.
Right. That would make good sense.
Deduction tells me that it was probably Wyatt that was tested.
So I guess for me, I'm just trying. Like I said, I thought this was the easy part. Really, I mean,
ain't nothing ever easy, dog.
I mean, I mean, guys, blowing my mind just to even. Well, you know what? I respect all your all's opinion. God bless you.
God bless everyone.
I can't see the chat, but before I got on here, was the comment from her that said the boys are all innocent? They had nothing to do with Nolan?
No. The comment that was given, she asked the attorney. She asked him, were they
No. I'm talking about Jody in the chat.
Jody said, but to me, the main thing is the boys had nothing to do with what happened to Nolan. And then the one previous said, I like Tatum. I have not heard lies from him.
Right. So I got a question for Jody. How do you know they had nothing to do with it? That's all I mean.
Jody. Chris is asking the question.
How do you know they had nothing to do with it?
We'll wait to hear that response here in a sec. Norma, hello, Doug. Barney, yes, sir, I heard you, but corrupt is corrupt. We all know every profession has bad eggs, especially if the judge is involved. Not saying these lawyers lie, but the truth remains to be seen. And I get that, Barney. I get people have, but if these attorneys, why would they lie knowing that this is going to be out there? Why would they lie about their own clients?
They wouldn't.
It just makes no sense to me.
I mean, lawyers are known to lie. We know the other side told a couple.
I get it. You got bad apples everywhere. I totally understand that. I know.
But you're not coming out and telling, Nancy Grace on a national, interview that nope, none of them took it. Only, none of them took it. Just one or two, whatever.
Boy, one girl.
But nope, none of them took it. Your lawyer would have to be fired if you know what I'm saying. Like,
absolutely, without a doubt.
You gotta, y'all.
Without a doubt. Angel Eyes. Hi everyone. Melly, Barney, my Melly. April just got here. Hi all. Welcome in, April. Jody.
Hey, I gotta bounce out for a few minutes. I'll be back.
Okay. Would app to rewatch because I thought that Tatum retracted. No, what Tatum retracted was that he first said, and I'm going to play it for you. I am going to play it for you. But what Tatum retracted was that it wasn't a polygraph that he originally said they took. He said that it wasn't a polygraph. It was a stress analysis voice test that they did. And sometimes people look at that as in more, I guess, for better lack of words, more credible than polygraph tests. That's what he said. That's what he retracted on. He didn't say, he still said everyone took it but one person. But we'll play that. We'll play that.
Have we watched the interview with the four of them yet? Have you seen it?
The four of them? Yes.
Four friends did an interview.
Yes. I watched some of it, but it wasn't on that one. It was on.
It was a different interview. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Everything okay here? Yes, April. Everything is great. Love it. Love it. Want more of it.
Hi, Ash. Hi, Justine. Bye, Justine.
Melly, Angel Eyes, Melly Barney, Melly April, Rhythm. What up, folks? What's going on, Rhythm? Angel Eyes. Hi, Melly. April, Chris is here now, though, so might have to keep him in line. Melly, hey, Ash. April, laughing out loud. Melly, Angel Eyes. Good to see you. Norma. Rhythmic Clues. Marianne, Melly, I told you to stop picking on Chris. Barney, oh, goodness. Settle down, dog. Love you, but you're going to have a stroke. I just don't know why an attorney who's representing his clients on national spotlight TV on a major platform would say how anybody would say he would be lying on what he's saying if he represents them. I just don't know how that's possible. But you know what? Forget what I gotta say. Let's go play that video. Yeah, Jody, I don't think. I mean, I can't see any friend unaliving another friend, just like I can't see, A&T being involved with Nancy. But once again, and I'm not even saying that they did unalive anybody, Jody. I'm not saying they did because I don't know. What I'm saying and referring to is what was stated by Officer Tatum and what was stated by these boys' attorney. That's what I'm talking about.
Dennis did make a good point too, dog. If you want
to. Dennis.
Yeah.
Grace, is this the one where Grace in or another one?
Start tagged at Grace and Ganoush.
The other part is that Tyler Cox isn't their defense attorney. He is their litigator for the defamation portion of their. But the other attorney was also there. His name is Tyler Cox and Andrew Poltzik.
So one is the civil lawyer and one's the criminal lawyer.
Yes,
and they were both there.
Yes. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and hear what we're going to play the video of. We're going to play the video of Tatum. Officer Tatum interview.
Hi, Bruce. Welcome in, bud. And everyone is innocent until proven guilty.
Well, of course they
You're
are.
absolutely right.
Absolutely. I mean, that's common sense. I don't think anybody's saying that anybody is guilty or innocent. We're talking about an attorney and a podcaster, and we're asking the question, who do you going to believe, the podcaster or the attorney who represents those young men? Let me see here. All right. Okay.
Hi, Norma. Welcome in. Oh, you've been here, but hi. Anyone else I didn't say hi to? Miss Barney and Marianne, April, Melly, all the wonderful mods we have here.
I got to find it, guys. I'm just looking for it.
Yeah, this is what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Jody says, Norma, good point. Bruce, hi, DD, Doug, everyone, good afternoon. Bruce, hi, Jody. Jody, hello, Bruce. Norma, Jody, this whole case has gotten out of hand. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Jody, woo. Norma, I agree. All because Trump. Bruce Davis, hi, Melly. Good to see you, dear. All mods everywhere. Norma, hello, Bruce. Good to see you are going in with DD and Doug. Norma, Jody, agree. Tucci, Marianne, Bruce, hi, Norma. Good to see you. I don't know if there's any other big ones that we. Miss Barney, yes, sir, I heard you, but corrupt is corrupt. We all know every profession has bad eggs, especially if a judge is involved. Not saying these lawyers lied, but the truth remains to be seen. Well said.
With
Melly, Bruce Ihon, Allie Cat. Good to see you, Allie. Hi. And Norma, it's okay, Doug. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. I don't want to miss anybody. I appreciate each and every one of you.
Okay. I think this is.
I got no more comments to read, dog.
I'm sorry, man.
It's all right.
Really, Officer Taylor Nolan Wells. Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it. I think I might have found it. Sorry, guys.
No worries.
I'm trying to do the best I can.
Dennis says Palcic is one of the leading practitioners of defamation and media law in the United States. Palcic isn't a defense lawyer either, but a defamation litigator like Tyler Cox. Jody says, hi, Doug. Ellie Cat, I copied the Bitcoin address and asked GPT to trace it, and it wasn't $300 that they put in it. It was $147 along with the message that said we're ready to pay. Contact. That's right. It was $147. Yep.
All right, guys. I'm gonna play it, and then I'm gonna find it. I have it, but we're gonna play it, and then I'm gonna keep going until we get to that question. Okay. Here we go.
Yes, I haven't seen this.
Snaps of that.
Videos of the boat when they were getting towed out.
And
most people have no idea they can
I'm
get
finding
ready
the
to post
part where
content
she
the
talks
minute they stop
about
recording with Riverside.
him.
So I opened
the
reception.
Yeah, no, essentially.
Okay. Let me refine my question. I take it from your last answer that the answer is yes, you had reception on. Are you dead or in good health otherwise?
and moved.
Thinking and they repaired it? Did they have
That they ended up plugging Burrs and some media to Nolan's mom saying
is the medical examiner that from Randy and Bunny on the victim's occipital bone, the neck,
and he their own histology
they did it. I wasn't there. So that's why I'm saying.
Here you go. Here you go.
Things. How many times have we heard this
Here we
over the
go.
years? They're doing their own histological studies, which means the tissue samples, and also the big part to this.
So, and they cooperated with law enforcement. So from my understanding, everybody took a
Why do you say
polygraph
that's
test
from
but
what
one.
you understand? Did they tell you they took a poly and
They
passed?
told they yes, ma'am. They told me that they did it. I wasn't there. So that's why I'm saying from my understanding, they told me that all the boys except one, which is Warren, I believe, took a polygraph test. All of them did not have lawyers and did it and cooperated with police. Warren also cooperated with police. I just believe he didn't take a lot to take the test, but Warren is the young man that I interviewed. So according to what they told me, they all took a lot to take test and passed. And it's an equivalent of a lot to take the test. It's not a traditional lot to take test, but it's the same theology of trying to get to if a person is lying. I don't know the name of it. It's an equivalent of a lot to take the test. It's a different methodology. I don't believe it was a polygraph test. I believe they took other stressors in order to analyze if the people were telling the truth or not.
Did they take a polygraph would be no.
Well, yeah, I think it could be semantics because they took a test to analyze whether or not they were being truthful.
Okay, so we heard that, right? Did you guys hear that, or do I have to play it again? Doug?
I heard it. Oh,
Okay.
I heard it.
Okay, so now I'm going to bring up the one from the one where they had the interview, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to take this one down, and then I'm going to go here. And I want to.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say they took a computerized voice stress analyzer. Measures microtremors in the human voice when a person speaks, operating on the theory that stress from deception alters vocal cords. He said something about them, like their talk or whatever. And there's 4 that are equivalent to a polygraph. That one seems to fit what he did tell us about the test that they took. But it's not a polygraph or a lie detector. It's different.
Right.
CVSA, Computerized Voice Stress Analyzer.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter if none of them even took it. That means that the boys lied to you, Mr. Tatum.
Okay.
What else did they lie about?
Here we go. And let's go with back here. So we're going to go ahead and bring this one up. All right. Right there. Is this it? SRG2? Is this one? Oh, yeah. It's got to be this one. No, not that one. Not that one. Yeah, it is that one. All right.
I mean, you want to hear some of the other ones that they have out there?
No, because what I'm doing is I'm trying to go ahead and figure this out here. Okay. I'm trying to show what they said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's what the question is being asked is, did they say that? I can't believe they said that. They're probably lying, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But these are, so let me just put this on here. All right. There we go, everybody. There we go.
Pulsic.
With Base 44, a simple sentence becomes your website.
Attorney for the boys as well. Actually, they're not boys. They're adults in the eyes of the law due to their age. Gentlemen, thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay, make sure you guys got it up there. All right, here we go.
Yep, we see it.
All right. Here we go.
Thank you for being with us tonight. My first question to clear up this matter, have your clients taken polygraphs? First to you, Tyler Cox.
Nancy, my clients have not taken the polygraph test. And I can tell you why. Because any lawyer worth their salt is going to tell their clients not to take a polygraph test under any circumstances. Two of my clients went in and made statements with me. We're not going to do a polygraph test because, one, as you know, they're not admissible in court. And so it wasn't going to be admissible anyway. You should never, ever, if you're a lawyer, allow your clients to take a polygraph test. Now, we allowed investigators from the jump to have access to their phones, their Life 360, everything. We have cooperated implicitly every step of the way. But no, they didn't take polygraphs tests. But what I'll tell you is one of the other boys, who I won't mention their name, but I'm sure that you've heard, took one. The girl that Nolan was with took a stress analysis voice test, and so did the other boy. So that's the test they took. Both of them passed. And so, again, no lawyer worth of salt is going to tell his.
Okay, so you guys heard that, right?
It's just, he took the CVS. Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, all I can give you is what they said. I have no idea. Maybe the attorneys are lying. I'm not sure. Dennis, that's a good point. He is more concerned with what other people are saying about the friends, not about preparing for future defense of them. Norma, good point. Bruce, hi, Devil Dog. Everyone, good afternoon. Hi, Bruce. Welcome in. Sorry. Here we go. All right. Jody, hello,
All right.
Bruce. Norma, Jody, Norma, I agree, all because of Crump. Hi, Melly. Good to see you. All mods everywhere. Did you read these already, Doug?
I don't think so. Where did I stop at?
Alley Cat?
I stopped around Alley Cat talking about the copy Bitcoin.
Okay. It's okay, Doug. Thank you, says Norma. Dennis, Paul Zick is one of the leading practitioners for defamation of media law. Jody Woo, Doug, Alley Cat, I copied the Bitcoin address and asked ChatGPT to trace it, and it wasn't $300 that they put in it. It was $147. That sounds about right, Allie. Melly, hey, Allie. Dennis, comment. Allie, recent story. I was talking about Nancy Guthrie's as usual. Sorry, you're fine. Hello, everyone. Dab, hi. Norma, Grayson, Dennis, interesting. Thanks for sharing that. Hello, Deb. Norma, very interesting. Thank you, Dennis. Pam, Allie, that is interesting. Hi, Bruce.
Hello, everybody.
Cox are both defamation litigators hired pertaining to the Friends interviews that occurred on July 6th, 7th, and 8th. Melly, Bruce, Pam, hi, Melly. Marty, my internet keeps dropping. Pam.
Sometimes.
Dennis, notice how he said clients, meaning they weren't clients until he was hired by them, which happened in the first week. Okay, back had the baby again. Her mom's at the beach, and my daughter's has her next door. So interruptions may be next few days. You're good, April. Welcome back, April. All right, so yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm sure they don't know.
Doug, let me ask you something. I just was barely hearing this thing. Yeah, obviously I don't know a whole lot. Still kind of trying to keep up as best I can. But he said that they didn't take he told him not to take a poly. I thought that doesn't mean anything. Does that mean something now? The polygraph,
but it could help the investigation. So refusing to take it, that you're not helping the investigators.
I gotcha.
And then there's one guy, Tatum, is saying that the boys all took it except for one, and this lawyer is saying no, none of the boys took it except for one. Only one took it. So there's a discrepancy between who actually even took the tests. and what kind of test it was. When asked if they took a polygraph, they answered yes, but it wasn't a polygraph. It was a voice
Well, I'll tell you
analysis.
something. I was never really I don't know a lot about Mr. Officer Tatum. You know, I know that he was a police officer. I know that you know, his things with a lot of things are, you know, he agrees with one side of, you know, but he's always been pretty decent. Is what I've heard from people. I don't watch him, so I am not going to judge him because I disagree with him, or if I don't disagree with him. That has nothing to do with me or him. What I'm saying is, people say this guy's pretty decent at the true crime stuff because he knows the law. He's like Double Dog. He knows the law because he's an officer, and and obviously these guys have seen things that you and I don't get to see.
Exactly. That's what makes it even more disturbing. He's a decent officer. He's a great guy, but he's being biased right from the get-go before seeing the facts and getting information wrong.
Right. You can't do that. Look, I don't agree with his politics, but that does not give me the right to go out and do that to him. That is not right. I'm sorry. I don't care for him, but you know what? He was a good freaking officer, and he's a good true crime thing. And a lot of my true friends that are like that side, you know what? I trust what my friends say. If he's a good guy, like you're saying, then, you know, obviously I'm going to trust what you say, Doug. But my true friend said he was a good officer, and he was good. So, yeah, I trust that he's telling the truth.
I think he's telling his truth. He believes that the boys are innocent. So he has bias. That's all. He's biased.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know who's guilty or who's not, but all I'm saying is we should never do that to each other. You know, that's one thing I respect about out here. We don't have to agree on everything, but we never. You know what? This is the only chat that even if you disagree, everybody's respectful to one another. Because Devil Dog's not going to put up with it. You're not going to put up with it. You know, so, I mean, the chat's not going to put up with what I'm saying.
And you know what, guys? Honestly, the idea that we all have opinions and everybody's opinions matter and opinions are great. But when someone says something out of their mouth, it does become fact from that person, right? When they say it out of their mouth, it's factual from them, not from everybody else, from them. And when somebody else says something out of their mouth, it's factual. Okay, it's not an opinion no more because it's actually you're hearing it firsthand, right? So that's how it becomes a fact, is that the person, or in whatever you're doing, and whatever you do and whatever you hear, when a person goes ahead and tells you this is what it is to them, that's fact. It's not an opinion because they're telling you verbally what they're saying. So absolutely. we cannot conflate the two. Well, my opinion is that he didn't say that, or he did say that. That's I mean, you can have that opinion, but it's like, well, then when does the truth ever come into play? When does the truth ever hold itself? When does the truth become a substance of validity?
You got to be honest. Well, this is the problem is okay, look, there's two sides here that are saying that they're facts. You're right. That's 100% correct. That's what they're saying is true facts by their own opinions. Okay. But why can't we just be honest about things? All right. Look, nobody is blaming anybody here. We're not doing that. But we would like people to be honest. We want the upfront stuff. We get tired of getting jerked around. And believe me, and it's not me. It's other people that are on these cases like Devil Dog every day. And the people that are doing this stuff, you're trying to poke them around and make stuff up. They're not going to fall for that stuff. You know, somebody like me, I could probably fall for something like that because I don't know about everything. But somebody like Devil Dog or Doug or Chris or the people in the chat that follow these every day, They want the truth, and they're tired of getting thrown a bone. And then when they are thrown a bone, it's BS.
Right.
Exactly.
So I can say that if they go to court, when it goes to court, this is going to be played if there's something to deal with who took a polygraph and who didn't, who took a stress tester and who didn't. It's going to be played because it is right there. They're hearing it, and they're going to ask that individual, explain exactly why you said this if it wasn't true, right? And
Right.
so the other individual, if they call him to give his testimony as a witness, let's say for all sake of purposes, let's just say Officer Tatum, there because he talked to them. Maybe the defense wants to call him, or maybe the prosecutor wants to call him and say, hey, we want to call you so we can find out what they told you. And then he says it, and they pull up this clip. That's going to be fact, right? He's not going to be able to go ahead and pull away from that because that's what he said. He said this is what happened. So those are factual statements. It's kind of like, remember when I used to tell you guys that, like, RN, when RN said that there was how Nancy was taken and why she was taken and where, the who, what, when, where, why. And that's, well, those are not facts. Those are literally details. Okay. So all they had to do was go to that Rose Lake, Rose Canyon Lake, go down there, check the divers, check the lake, and they could have either proved or disproved whether what RN said was actually true or not, right?
Right.
If they would have found the bodies, they would have said that guy is spot on. If they didn't find the body, they say those details didn't amount to anything, right?
Yep.
That's how you go ahead and get a fact verified. But when they don't give you like specifics and you have to kind of make that educated guess, then it becomes a little wonky because you're really not sure. But when someone gives you literally a detail, it's easy to show if a detail is a fact. When somebody tells you as a fact of a matter, this did not happen, and he's probably would know because he's in this case dealing with these individuals, he's actually representing them in whatever capacity, however you want to spin it. The idea is that I would think the attorney would not go ahead and jeopardize his credibility. Does that make any sense by any means?
No, that makes all kinds of sense. I feel like he's become their media liaison. That's what he is.
For the most, you're right. For the most part, in my opinion. But yes, very good and very well said, Bruce. Very well said. It's just we have to know what is a fact and what is opinion.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think my cheeseburgers are the best cheeseburgers in the world. That's just my opinion, right? But if 100 people sitting down here eat my hamburger and they say that hamburger, man, that's the best one, then I can say out of those 100 people, mine is the best out of those 100 people, right? They all said it was the best, right? You understand what I'm saying? It's just don't conflate the two because it's easy. We all have opinions, and that's awesome. And we all have ideas and theories. But what we don't want to do is take an opinion and put it over a fact. You can't do that because then you're really you're distorting everything because that opinion doesn't outweigh a fact, right?
Okay, so let me ask you, if somebody said like they did earlier today, okay, and they said that nobody interviewed the garbage man or something, all right?
Mm-hmm.
They had talked to him. They said they talked to him, but if that was way back, or if that was if that was the second time you went back or the third time, is that somebody's opinion just because they said no? Like, to me that sounds like I don't know if they did or not, and I'm not calling anybody a liar. Nobody. I'm just saying, like, if it was the garbage man or the yard guy,
Well,
Like, even if somebody said that, is that an opinion or is that a
Well,
fact? It's not a
what you
fact.
have
That's opinion.
well, what you have to do is you have to validate it. You have
Exactly.
to go to the source. You go to the source of where that came from, and you verify, hey, and maybe the source is not necessarily the guy, the person who said it. Maybe the source is the owner of the trash company. You follow me? You're going to go to the source and verify, hey, did anybody pick up that trash at this residence? And he's the owner, and he puts his John Hancock and says, nope, we didn't have pickup there at all. And no one went there to pick it up since this incident happened. That's a matter of fact. Because he's telling you, and he is, in this case, he would be the owner. But if you went to the person and said, hey, did anybody pick it up? And he says, well, I didn't pick it up. Somebody else might have picked it up, but I didn't. Then you can't say it's a fact. You can just say, well, he didn't pick it up. That's for sure. But I don't know if somebody else did. You know what I mean? And that's how you got to parse that out.
Right.
You know? That's really how you got to process it and break it down, because, look, I love opinions, man. I love everybody's opinion. We all learn from them, and we all learn from theories and ideas. But in the same token, it's hard when there is a fact and it's being challenged by an opinion. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work that way. Not because I say so, it just doesn't work that way. You know? Because then it just becomes a denial, right?
Yep.
I said that I unalived this person, and you say to me, Bruce, I don't think Devil Dog would have done that to that person. I just don't believe it. But I said I did it. And you say, but I still can't believe it. No, he must have been not in his right mind. No, you heard me. I did it. You follow me?
It.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That is a fact. So doesn't matter. The opinion doesn't mean a hill of beans when it comes to facts. When it comes to no facts, opinions are great, because now you're brainstorming, trying to find that one thing that you can try to put things together. That's all I'm saying. That's all.
Okay.
Jim, welcome in. Welcome in. I'm going to jump here and say Officer Tatum has resigned in his previous position and is no longer an officer. Research it. Just saying. And that's a fact. He did resign. Don't know why he resigned, but he did resign. Absolutely. Well said, April. I remember you telling me that, April. Oh, hi, Jim. Miss Barney, great googly eyes, dog, said our head. Had Richard Nixon flash into my brain. Yikes. Oh, Lordy mercy. Deb says, that's ridiculous. I'm sure the boys signed that they took it, whatever they took. There's got to be proof they took it. What happened to knowing what they are talking about? My God, that has me everywhere there. Def. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, these guys are going to eat me up for saying that.
AM, sure, the boys signed that they took it. Whatever they took, there's got to be proof they took it. What happened to knowing that they are talking about? I'm with you, Deb.
I'm with you, Deb.
Dennis, Tyler Cox also said my clients have not taken a polygraph test. He did not mention whether they did go under. Yeah, he did say that. He said there was only 2 people that took the voice stress test, Dennis. He said that in what I just played. He said there was only 2 people. It was 1 boy and 1 girl. Not all the boys, but 1, which was Warren, and not the girls. Am I wrong or right there?
No, he said that nobody took a polygraph test, but 2 people took the voice analysis test, and 1 was a girl and 1 was a boy.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
We can listen to it. It was only a few seconds back.
Yeah, it just played it. Jim, Miss Barney, Jim, Melly, Bruce, hi Jim. Miss Barney, hey Jim, good to see you. Jody Woo, hi Jim. Jim, Deb, Dennis, April, hi, Jim. Tyler Cox is using specific language when he makes his statement and make sure to not include the other types of stress measuring analysis. He just pins himself to polygraph type tests. You know what? Sounds good to me, Dennis. Sounds good to me. I think you may be right, my friend. Jim, Bruce, Jim, April, Tusi, Jim, Norma, Jim, Gray, Jimmy, Survival, Alley Cat, Jimmy, Pam, Jimmy, Peanut Butter, Jimmy, Tusi, Bruce Davis, hi Pam, Alley Cat, Jim, Jody, woohoo, Barney. Oh, there we go. The source is not always correct. Mistakes are often made right out of the gate, not always intentionally. Well said, Barney. Well said. Bruce Davis. Hi, Tushi. I don't know how to say that word there. Dakiv? Dennis. It's right underneath Bruce. Thaikev.
I don't even see it.
Yeah, I'm probably far behind. It's at the 602 mark.
602.
602 mark.
Jimmy. Let's see, Jimmy. There's April.
Look at your timestamp.
Oh, is it the person's name you're saying?
Yeah, so it's the person's name.
Oh, Ty Kev.
Ty Kev. Thank you. Ty Kev. He answered.
I was looking at the comment, not the name. Sorry.
Oh, no, my bad. He answered just a specific question asked to him and didn't answer questions that wasn't asked. Well said.
Exactly.
Pam, DD, and everyone, I hope you're all having a great night. I got to leave to go to church. Please pray for me, Pam. Thank you so much. Pray for me. L, hi, TCAV. Welcome in. L, have a good night, Pam. Melly, Jim, my friend, have a good night, Pam. Melly, have a good night, Pam. Thanks for being here. Bruce, hi, good to see you, my friend. TCAV, hello. L, hi, Bruce. Jim, TCAV, Norma, just turn back in. Is Bruce in the stream with Dee and Doug? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Chris is on his way. Just hasn't made it yet. Tusi, hi, Bruce.
Yep, I'm here.
Norma, okay, Pam. That's just wonderful time at church. Bless you. See you in the morning. Deb, laughing out loud. I thought that would happen. You always sign before you take any test. Very true, Deb. Very true. So that was really gotta get my notes, man. Very interesting. Very good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I'm just catching up on. Okay. So now what you have is you're having, different questions, different comments, and there was actually some good feedback. You know what? Let's play that video of the new one that just came out. Doug.
Let's do it.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Is that what is this one here with the attorneys, right?
Yeah, there was all four of them with the attorneys.
Yep.
It was pretty telling, in my opinion.
This is the one you're talking about, right? The one I have
Yeah.
on there?
I think so.
All four with the attorney. Is it all four with the attorney or all four with Tatum?
I didn't know there was two. I thought that
There's
there was
one
one.
all four with Tatum, and then this is the one with Nancy Grace with the two attorneys. Then you have the three kids, or I'm sorry, the three young men with Tatum.
It's the four with the attorneys then.
Let's watch them all.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Is why I'm asking. All right. Let's just.
I'll know when I see the room that they're sitting in, but
Okay. You know
can't
what?
really
I know
tell
which
by
one
the
you want
thumbnail.
to
I
play.
don't remember who was asking the questions.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. Hang on, everybody. Hang on. let's see if we can find that one you're talking about. And I know it's here recently. It's the three boys sitting. Oh.
Grayson asked if you can replay his response to Nancy Grace, meaning this one, before we go on, I think.
Grayson asked what?
If we can replay his response to Nancy Grace one more time, like that end part, that last like 30 seconds.
Okay. To Nancy Grace. Okay.
The one we're on. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, the one we're on. Just go back like a minute
Okay.
or something.
Okay.
They're not going to allow a poly. I've never seen that. I've had a couple. Never seen that. Never seen that.
The other boy. So that's the test they took. Both of them passed. 360, everything. We have cooperated implicitly every step of the way. But no, they didn't take polygraphs test. But what I'll tell you is one of the other boys, who I won't mention their name, but I'm sure that you've heard, took one. The girl that Nolan was with
just a tad bit
took a. Nancy, my clients have not taken a polygraph test. And I can tell you why. Because any lawyer worth their salt is going to tell their clients not to take a polygraph test under any circumstances. Two of my clients went in and made statements with me. We're not going to I'm not going to do a polygraph test because, one, as you know, they're not admissible in court. And so it wasn't going to be admissible anyway. You should never, ever, if you're a lawyer, allow your clients to take a polygraph test. Now, we allowed investigators from the jump to have access to their phones, their Live 360, everything. We have cooperated implicitly every step of the way. But no, they didn't take polygraphs test. But what I'll tell you is one of the other boys.
You don't need 10 different creative subscriptions. You just need ACE. It has a massive AI image
who I won't mention their name, but I'm sure that you've heard, took one. The girl that Nolan was with took a stress analysis voice test, and so did the other boy. So that's the test they took. Both of them passed. And so, again, no lawyer worth the salt is going to tell his clients to take a polygraph test or anything like that.
I would like to corroborate part of what Tyler Cox just said. Any defense attorney, whether they're convinced, truly convinced their client is innocent or guilty, they're not going to allow.
Okay.
I've never seen that. I've had a couple of lawyers, maybe 3, and all the years I practiced, all the people I.
All right. Then see how he specifies a polygraph test when making the blanket statement about what the boys took. He didn't talk about the stress analysis for the boys. Am I missing something here?
No, he did. He did mention. He said one boy took it, and an unnamed girl. They both took. That's the test that they took. The voice analysis test. He says that's the test that they both took.
And they both passed it. That's what he said.
That's what I heard. So, can you answer Dennis' question, please?
I think I just did.
Can you do it again?
He doesn't specify a polygraph test when making the. He did. He said none of my clients took a polygraph test. I would have not advised that as a lawyer. He said, but what did happen is one of the boys took the test, and one of the unknown girls took the test, which was a voice analysis test, and they both passed.
There you go. So that's what they said, Dennis. Mally, please hit the like and subscribe. Grayson, yes, thank you. You're very welcome, my friend. April,
hit the like button.
Hit the like button. Thank you. April, this attorney is making it about race, which I don't think that has anything to do with it, in my opinion. Good point. Dennis, go ahead.
Yeah, read it. I get what he's saying. My clients have not taken a polygraph. Okay, only 2 of the boys are his clients. So, I guess another boy could have taken a polygraph test, and he could still be telling the truth, because he is only representing 2 of them, and there's 4. I think that's what he's trying to say. My clients have not taken a polygraph test, meaning the two that he's representing. That excludes the other boys though. But then he goes on to talk about the voice analysis test, how one of the boys took it, which he may be talking about one of his clients when he says that, and not one of the other two boys that aren't his clients. So everything could be true all at the same time. And I get what Dennis is saying now. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yep. Perfect sense. Perfect. Sounds good to me. Let's see, where else here? What other one were you talking about? You wanted to hear the other one? Which one was it?
The 4 boys with the attorneys.
4 boys with the attorney. Okay. Hang on 1 second.
I'd like to see the 4 boys go on and do an interview with Don Lemon with their attorneys. That's what I
That
want.
was interesting. Let's see here. I'm trying to find it, guys. I know it's in here. I know it's in there because it just happened. Okay. I know what it is.
And at this time, we still don't know if a crime was even committed until we get the autopsy reports.
That is correct. We have no idea who did it, if anybody did anything.
There's no crime being said that even happened yet. So
right, absolutely.
Until the autopsy comes out, everything's pretty much irrelevant.
Right. I think I was just trying to compare the differences between Tatum and the attorneys, what they were saying. That's all I wasn't saying anybody's guilty or not.
Yeah, no, they were given conflicting facts. And they're both on the same team, so it just don't make sense.
Right. All right.
People make mistakes and misspeak and
absolutely. Oh my God. What the heck? Trying to find it. All right, here we go. Let's see if this brings it up. There's that one. There's that one. There it is. This is the one I'm thinking you're talking about. This one here, I think. I think it's this one. Go ahead and take it out.
yeah, and I think it's important because they mention another name that we haven't heard before. And just the answers that they give, I mean, you could interpret it either way. So that's why it's just a good one to watch.
Yep.
Get to hear from the other boys.
Okay, here we go. All right. Is this one it right here? I think you're talking about.
Not seeing it yet.
Hang on.
Okay.
Right? That's it, right?
I can't see it.
I'm sorry.
Try to beat us up potentially or even worse.
You just met these young men more recently. And are you confident that these young men had nothing to do with it? We have Ed Pausick, Warren, Jax, and then we have Morgan here.
That Pausick was the guy that was there talking to Nancy Grace yesterday.
We had a really deep conversation, and I'm glad that we were able to get other perspectives now that we have Ed here.
And that was the other name, Morgan.
Ed
I've never heard that name
defamation attorney.
Yeah, right. Morgan.
And I want to start with you, Ed. You know, why did you choose to work with the boys? What is your plans? What do you expect to get out of working with them? What's your expectations? when it comes to defamation?
Well, I think an injustice in one place is an injustice everywhere. I hate lying. I care about the truth, but most of all, it's the actual people who are involved here. So first of all, I just want to say Tyler Cox, really welcome me here. My co-counsel, he's an incredible human being and he's an incredible attorney. And then after that, I had an opportunity to meet these incredible young men. And I just got to say, these guys are unbelievable. Warren, Jackson, Morgan, they're just beautiful people. They're really decent human beings. They're just great people. And, you know, that's why I'm here, because I want to help great people. And this is a very sad situation, but it's also a very human situation. And it's a tragedy.
So you guys have, you know, obviously before this happened, I would assume you're living a regular life, young guys being in college, you know, having a typical experience. Then you lose your friend, Nolan. And after that, what has life been like for you guys?
I think like ever since it happened, my life just like hit like a hole, like it just stopped. And I mean, we just got to live day by day from now on.
I could say definitely a whole flip upside down for our lives. It's like even going out, you know, we're always paranoid somebody's gonna see us, get spotted, try to beat us up potentially, or even worse. We're really just trying to stay low key and not go out as much or anything like that. Yeah.
It's been hard because my friends and I are people. I mean, we like to be out and hang out outside of our friend group, you know, and not being able to like go certain places or, you know, walk around in public because our head's always on a swivel. It's really affected all of us. I mean, especially in like my family's standpoint, my safety comes first. My friends and family safety come first too. And it's been really hard because I'm worried about like my family as well with me, and it's hard, but you know, we're just going day by day and just trying to get through every day, you know.
Can you give me some examples of what has happened? Have you guys had things happen online, threats online? Have you guys have any examples of people accosting you or anything like that?
Oh yeah, we have had countless death threats online. Been spotted. I'll let you elaborate more on that. Being spotted.
I mean, people have obviously just pointed us out. I mean, as a group and even on a one-on-one setting, I think it's really just like awkward because I don't want to talk about this, and I know my friends don't want to talk about this any more than we need to. You know, we're still mourning one of our best friends' death, and it's hard to speak about it when, you know, like sometimes we just need some alone time, or sometimes we just need to, you know, lay back and not be around all this. And I mean, I've been called out in public, and I haven't been in public that much. I know my friends have had encounters in public. The threats have been insane from, you know, my stepmom and my dad, my mom, just everyone included, like even my brothers and my sisters. And it's just hard. I mean, it's unbelievable where like this has been taken to and the level where this is at.
When you say you've been called out in public, can you give me an example of like, what do you mean? People are threatening you with weapons? People are, you know, not allowing you, denying you service? Because I heard that Trayston, he went to a corner store and they told him his money is not good there. They wouldn't even let him buy Gatorade.
Yeah.
Are you experiencing things like that or something totally different?
Right. I wouldn't say like that. I think I haven't been denied, you know, anything, but like Trayston, it's hard to hear from a good friend of mine that he's getting denied a Gatorade and a Red Bull before work and having to, like, he calls me and he's like, dude, you won't believe what just happened. He got called out at Walmart. Someone called him out at Walmart and was like asking him all these questions and trying to press him about it. And it's crazy to me. Like, you know, we live in a very tight knit community, and for people to, you know, push back and say these things when they know what Ocean Springs is like, it's really hard. And I mean, I haven't had many personal encounters, but I know being around the guys and stuff like that, they have. So.
And Ed, as an attorney that's representing these boys, I mean, what does that make you feel like, you know, do you feel like you got a good case here, or, you know, what's your perspective in that? Because, you know, people are online and obviously they know who you are. Obviously they know you represented Donald Trump in some pretty high profile cases. And so now that you've joined, or at least now you work for the young men here, you hear them say things like they've been accosted, they've been, you know, threatened online. Does that make your case a greater case, or how do you work within what's happening to these young men?
Well, unfortunately, I wish there was no case. I wish this hadn't happened. But unfortunately, because these things did happen, there is a case, and now there's multiple cases. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're out there and you lied about these guys, you lied about my guys, you lied about Tyler's guys here, if you lied about Morgan, if you lied about Jax, if you lied about Warren, we're going to get you. And you're going to be hauled into court. You're going to be held accountable. And it's going to be very painful. And what I would say to the people who have done that is, now's your chance. If you want to apologize and retract before you find yourself in court, you should probably do that now. Because if you don't do that, once you're in court, now you just can't leave. You won't be able to get out of it. And we're not going to name names because there's some other folks who are doing that, and we want to be better than that. And I want to emphasize this, right? We're not here to guess. We're not here to speculate. We're only going to deal in facts, right? And here's the most important thing, right? We don't know how Nolan Wells died. No one here is saying we know. But what we do know is Morgan, Jax, and Warren had nothing whatsoever to do with Nolan Wells' death. And that's what's important. And unfortunately, because there are people who want to divide a town and come in from the outside and tell people what to think and pit neighbor against neighbor, it compounds the tragedy. It magnifies the tragedy. And I just want to say this. Here's why it's an even bigger tragedy. Because my friends here, Morgan, Jax, and Warren, these guys are not just the finest that Ocean Springs has to offer, finest that Mississippi has to offer. These are the finest young men that America has to offer. You know, really great people. And Tyler actually taught me good Ocean Springs people. That was one of the first things I heard when I got here. So I'll just say that they're good Ocean Springs people.
Sorry to interrupt. I know you're enjoying this incredible interview. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and also join our membership program. Let's get back to the interview. And how confident are you? Because you just joined, just met these young men.
Welcome in, Jacqueline. Welcome in.
And are you confident that these young men had nothing to do with it?
Confidence not a strong enough word. In fact, beyond a reasonable doubt is not strong enough. There's a 0% chance that they did anything wrong. So this is not 90%. It's not 99%. It's not 99.9999. There's no decimals. There's no anything. It's 100%. 100.000%. Nothing. They did nothing wrong. And that's the problem for our opponents here, who have ruined their lives, dragged them through the mud, and attacked them. You don't get to lie. We have a First Amendment. We love our First Amendment, but you don't get to lie and hurt people. You want to lie and it doesn't hurt people? Fine. You lie and you hurt people. That's why we have defamation. And that's what this is about. So I just want to emphasize this in the strongest possible terms. Zero wrongdoing. Completely innocent, totally innocent, and categorically innocent.
And you guys have had experiences with either people threatening you online. I know that, Warren, we talked about this before, and we talked a little, or at least spoke a little bit about when you go out, you guys are getting accosted by people. Can you give us an example of, or at least tell the audience an example of?
Oh, double fell out.
Where'd Devil
What's
go?
up, chat? I don't know. Fell out for a second. He probably hit the wrong button, maybe. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, man?
Few things have already stood out to me. One meaning they're talking towards civil suit. They're not even really addressing any criminal activity. This is all civil stuff. And what else? There was the mention of Trayston. Like they mentioned Trayston, but Warren said he literally came out and said that he was accosted in public. And then when asked to give an example, he said, well, no, it didn't actually happen to me. It happened to some of my friends. But he had just said that he was accosted in public. So, I mean, maybe they're just nervous, but I noticed that.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly just nervous.
Probably nervous. Or misunderstood the question, or I don't know.
What do you? I mean, do you think it's a good idea for him to? I mean, the lawyer, or for them to come on out and just start speaking? I think we've all kind of, had our opinions about this when people speak.
Yeah, he's speaking towards the civil suit that he's going to be bringing in court. That's what this is all about. This is all about the case that's going to be coming against anybody that defamed his client.
See, this is what I've told people why I don't say certain things, because I don't want to be liable for something. And then somebody tells me in Double Dax chat, I think it was Brenda or something that came in and says, well, I'll say it. Well, that like, I don't want to see anybody, right? I don't want to see any of my friends get in trouble or get sued. But I mean, I guess it's not up to me. I have to worry about myself. But I just don't believe in, there's certain things that you just don't do. If you don't know you guys are just talking about it. Double Dog said it. If you don't have facts on stuff, opinions are fine. But an opinion is not a fact. Hey, Chris.
Hello. Hello.
That's right. What's up, Chris?
What did
check and
thank you for
we bounced and we were waiting outside for everybody else to get out of there. And while we're waiting outside is whenever some of our other buddies that aren't even on social media that we were just there with was getting told that other people are going to kill them and all that kind of stuff.
So how did that make you guys feel when did you think?
All right, everybody. Too many damn windows open. Oh my Lord.
We got so many windows open. He's hitting this window to hit that window.
I'm serious, man. I'm just like, hello? What the hell?
You put yourself out hitting the window properly, right?
Oh my God. You're not only kidding, brother. What's going on, Chris? You make dinner?
What's for dinner, Chris? Oatmeal?
Not really. It was takeout tonight.
Oh, takeout. Sweet.
Yes. I'm having a tuna club right now.
Heck yeah.
Yep, with some steak fries, What are we talking about? What are we arguing about? Anything good?
We're on Nolan Wells and we're going over the interviews.
Yeah. Oh, good.
We were waiting for you to come up here to start arguing, and
I already did that.
Oh, you already did the business?
You weren't here yet. Yeah, I've already been here and left.
This is true.
All right. Well, let me put this back for a second, and I will listen to you people get into it.
I thought you were going to have a comment here.
Do I have a comment?
Mm-hmm.
You're eating again.
Look who's talking.
I know. Where did you guys leave off at, though? Like, what part of the...
Well...
Are you talking about the guy who said stuff he shouldn't have said?
Yeah, did already cover that. The discrepancy between the lie detector test with the lawyer and what Officer Tatum had said.
Oh, yeah, that's what we were talking about before, yeah.
I think we hashed that one out.
Oh, good.
So then we moved on to these four boys. or 3 boys. I keep seeing 4. I don't know why I think the lawyer is one of the boys. He looks young, but
Errol said barbecue pork chops and pasta. Oh my God, and salad here.
There you go.
Sounds
There you go.
great,
Well, hello,
too.
chat. But I'm gonna step back here for a
Okay.
minute and eat because I'm hungry.
Okay.
I'm a hungry.
Gene, welcome in, Gene. So let's go towards Nancy.
okay.
Let's talk about Nancy. Let's talk about.
Okay.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's go open chat. Let's do that.
Sure.
Open chat. Open chat.
What do you guys want us to talk
What
about?
do you
Throw some
guys want to
questions.
know?
Right.
What's on your mind? Yes, absolutely. Anybody, you want to talk pork chops? You want to talk Nancy? Grayson says, remember when browsers would only let you have one tab? Yeah, I do. I remember using Opera in 2000 that allowed a few tabs, and then a couple of years Firefox to let you go wild with tab. Man, I was so lost. I accidentally got out and had to navigate through it just to get back. I was like, what the heck's going on here? Annie says,
we
Greek
kept going though. That
fries.
was good. That was cool.
What's that?
The stream kept going though, so that was cool.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I just had to take a hiatus or something. I don't know. Jeannie, Norma, hey there, Norma, thank you. 1985, Carol, yummy, Annie. Chris just says food. Norma, yes, Didi, thank you. You got it. Jeannie, hi, Carol. Ellie, Carol, Nancy, Norma, hi, Annie. I remember those days. I feel so old now.
Oh yeah, but you still look good.
Annie says hi, Norma. Hello, Annie. So,
God, don't let him know that, please.
Oh my God, please don't do that, Chris.
Chris don't even know what was said. Oh Lord. So let's get back to what we were talking about before with Tommaso. What do y'all think? Do you think this is family related? What's happening?
Nope.
I know Doug doesn't. Doug thinks it's something else, I think.
Yeah, I don't think family was involved in any way at the end of the day. Whether or not my particular theory is right, I don't think family was involved.
No, I respect that. I mean, there's so many things out there.
Did you guys see the art collector?
What happened?
Yeah, I seen him.
Well, go ahead, Doug. Tell him about the art collector.
He's the guy that pointed out Walter Gonsalves.
Oh, got you.
From the band.
So what's he doing? Where's he at?
He said that he sent the FBI the whole thing on a silver platter. Like, this is the guy. He pays attention to details, and he knows 100% that Walter Gonsalves is Porch Guy. That's what he claims. That's his claim.
Oh, wow.
And none of us are saying that that's him at all. But I seen it this morning. Nikki was up all night. I woke up early this morning, and she started playing it, and I had never seen it. I don't even know who that guy was. And then, obviously, until the band thing, I had no idea who that was.
He's just a viewer like all of us, but he did his own little investigation.
I just don't know how you can. I don't care what kind of eye you have in art. I don't know how that says that you can tell what's. Well, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know.
Well, there's some people that just have a knack for the littlest things, man. And I don't have that, but I know there's people out there that have that, where they can look at something and see something that no one else is seeing. I mean, it's interesting to hear that there's somebody coming out that adamant about it being the guy that you stated earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because here's the thing, folks. Somebody had to do it. Somebody had to do it. They didn't do it by itself. That's for sure.
Yeah, but do you How do you read that as a police officer taking something like that? Like, do you honestly think that's a good idea to just start pointing fingers at somebody and then putting a picture up of somebody?
I think as a police officer, I think if somebody brought that to me, I would look at it. I'd probably kind of put a little bit of eyes on it, because if that's me, we probably don't have anything right now, kind of like what they're dealing with, right? Because everything was botched. So I think for me, I would just look at the information. It won't hurt to look at it. I'm not going to make any, I'm not going to go make any warrants or arrests, but I think I'm going to look at it and try to see what he's seeing,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because, like I said, there's no harm in that, but I'm not going to just dismiss it because I think he might be a nutcase or something,
This is what I got to say.
Go ahead.
I sent that package of information on a silver platter to the authorities 3 months ago. And we also know everybody in the band has been talked to and interrogated and questioned. Right. And no arrests have been made, and Nancy hasn't been found. So that tells me there was no there as of yet. That doesn't mean it couldn't lead to something, but there wasn't enough there to make an arrest. If it was on a silver platter, someone would be in handcuffs.
That is very well said.
Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
April, was that you earlier that said that LD moved to Phoenix? Or was that just a rumor? Anybody remember that?
I mean, yeah, he's in Phoenix. I'm almost positive. Yeah.
He did move to Phoenix?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I've had a friend that talked to the guy that he's actually living with his family, the same guy that said that he loaned the money for the Range Rover. And he's also making some pretty claims on social media about Luke. So I sent some of the stuff to Chris. I don't know if he's looked at it yet, but yeah. It was the guy named New Fam on Facebook. He's actually been in correspondence with one of my friends that I was working with you guys in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, he's made some pretty outlandish claims, honestly. I don't want to just put it all. I've been holding back on it, but I'm just throwing a little tidbit out there. I'm not going to say what he said or anything like that, but it's all public.
So LD is staying with him?
He's staying with his family.
With his family?
With like his mom and his sisters and stuff like that. So I believe he said it's 7 women.
What's their connection between them?
They married into the family.
Both of them married into the family.
Yeah, I think New Fam married one of Luke's siblings, maybe, it had to have been that way. I'm pretty sure he married one of his sisters.
Interesting.
Whether or not he's being truthful or just I don't know. I just tend to believe him.
You tend to believe it?
Yeah.
I mean, my personal opinion is I think like the guy had a bad record and stuff. He was into drugs and stuff, and he got thrown into something. But what do I know? That's just kind of like what I believe, and I just don't think the guy, did anything. But then again, I mean, look, that one guy in California that just got put into treatment. I mean, look at him. He was literally taking methamphetamine and got strung up on that stuff. And then look what he's doing. He got himself and he's not even sentenced yet. Like, that's the weird part is, people do drugs, they start doing the weirdest things.
Right.
When they're strung out.
That's true.
Yeah. I've given my opinion on Kalila too. I think he became a CI for the DEA, and all that was just a phony show for him to keep his street credibility, so that he can infiltrate when he's done. They probably gave him the meth to smoke that day before court. Like it was part of the plan, in my opinion. He didn't know nothing about Nancy, so they said, all right, we're gonna get what we can get out of this guy. He knows drugs. We're gonna use him to infiltrate and probably bring down some kingpins or traffickers or whatever he can get into. I think he became a CI for the DEA or some sort of law enforcement. And that's why his sentence was so light. They had to give him some sentence so that it didn't look like they were just letting him go.
Right.
But not severe enough to like say that he did anything. I think it was just all a show for him to keep his street credibility. That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't know if you want. The only thing I remember hearing about him is he got in trouble for doing that thing. But again, I mean, I can't. When there's not much evidence and nothing's really shown, it's just you just can't just start going out there and just throwing out things. Look, I've seen people doing that. I was just like, why would you? Like, I get it. The guys that had got, like the one Carlos guy, I get it. Like, but I just don't see somebody going that quick after getting and talking and literally trying to clear himself. I mean, being credible about it. I mean, to me, he seemed like he was being honest about it. But there's a reason, and I wish we knew. I wish we knew what the thing was about that a judge signed off for, right? I mean, that's what I'd like to see, but probably never will.
It was most likely the geofencing. In my opinion, that's how they got the search warrants. They were in the area at the time, and they matched the description of whatever vehicle it is they have on whatever camera it is that they're looking at.
Well, that's the word that's going around. I mean, the Rico Rio guy. What the hell was his name?
Carlos.
The lawsuit that they're doing now, his attorney has come out and said that he wants to see what did they use to get that warrant from that judge. You know what I mean? He wants to know what was in that warrant information that the judge went ahead. Like, what did they tell the judge in order to go ahead and do that search warrant?
Chris agrees. He says it was his phone records. He pinged in the area. I'm almost positive it was geofencing. But take a step back and look at all the players that have been interviewed by the police officers and tell me which one is still in handcuffs. Out of all the players we've seen, which one's still in jail?
The ones, yep.
Him and Kayla, and it was his phone that pinged in the area.
Yes, exactly. Kayla is still in jail. And where is her husband? In Mexico.
You're talking about Webby?
Hubie, yeah.
Hubie, Webby?
Yep. And what is he known for doing? Human trafficking and drug dealing and arms dealing. And so, I mean, everybody should be looking at who's still in handcuffs, not the people that got released.
Well, I thought that when they went ahead and they were talking about what they got, I think we did a show on that, a stream on that, where they were using the geofence and they were using the pinging. I think we talked about that in one of our lives, that the reason because they also said that he fit the MO of also human trafficking.
Yeah.
Remember? That was one of the things that Nanos had said. But he didn't say it outright, but he said the guy, how do you word it? He said where the guy lived on the corner of, which was LD. And then he said that they searched the home. He wasn't there. He was at Culver's. He didn't mention names, but he gave me the whole description of what happened.
Yep.
And then he said what they used was and Chris is right. He said, because I know we did a live on it. We did. Yeah, I was going to say, he talked about the pinging of the phone, the criminal record of being a human trafficker, because that was kind of shocking to everybody. I remember when I brought it up, that was like, really? I didn't know about that crime. But he literally said the human trafficking with him, with LD. So, because he was talking about that person, and then he talked about also the Rico Rio guy, and what they were finding. And the big thing really was the pinging. He said they had drones. Remember, he said they had drones in the air.
Mm-hmm.
They had eyes in the sky. I mean, he said all this stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be. I don't think that they didn't have reason to literally issue a search warrant for LD and Rico guy, because of the fact that, once again, a judge has to see all that, and when that judge sees that, it's got to be a really, like, it's not going to be half-assed. I can tell you that. It's got to have some merit, some legs. And if it doesn't have legs, that ain't walking. It's just that simple. Because they really truly have to be careful. Because the credibility of the judge, the whole 9 yards, the lawsuits that they're now saying they're doing. What is the panel's opinion of the sentence? Okay, this is Grayson. What was the panel's opinion of the sentence that was handed down to Courtney Clenny? She could have been sentenced to 15 years with 15 years probation, but instead received 6 sentences.
I'm unfamiliar with the case.
I don't know that case, to be honest, so it's hard for me to say either which way.
They said that she only has like maybe a year left or something like that, possibly out of 2. I don't know. Something like somebody said, like there's 2 years left or something like that, but she would only probably have to serve like probably another year.
Wow.
Well, that just tells me that whoever did the sentencing, whether it was the jury or the judge, that they thought that she deserved the lesser of the sentence and not the maximum. So the evidence obviously wasn't strong enough. Right? Whatever. I don't know what she was even accused of, but that.
Yeah, I don't either.
When there's a gap, you can get anywhere from 5 to 25 years, and you get to 5. That means the evidence wasn't strong enough to give you the 25. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was strong enough to get just the minimum.
So that's my opinion on that.
I think they'd have to look at her record and where she's at. What her record looks like. Like I said, I don't know the case, but I mean, if she got a pretty much clean record, whatever she did. That's one thing, but that's something they're always going to look at.
Yes.
Always going to look at. What's up, Rhythm and Clues?
Rhythm and
Rachel said she admitted to actions that led to her boyfriend's unaliving, pleaded guilty to manslaughter to get the second-degree charge dropped. Wow. We start talking manslaughters and first degree, second degrees. I mean, yeah, that's kind of hard to get that light of a sentence. Really, in all honesty, like I said, I don't know the case. I don't know how she did. Did she poison him? Did she,
Right. Yeah, I don't know either.
I have no clue. Because that's going to determine as well the nature of the crime in itself. You know what I mean? That's going to play a big role.
Right. So what, did she give him a pew with no bullets, or give him
yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know the details.
Tell us
Do you
about
know,
the
Grayson,
dean.
what did she do as far as I know she committed to being a part of the unenlivened, but what did she go ahead and did she use a
Carol.
did she use a sling blade? You know, she said she threw the knife, but the medical examiner said it was a use a knife. Okay. Damn. That's close and personal.
Well, yeah.
Right? That's close and personal. I mean, I just don't know why you would. I mean, I know why you would, try to plea deal it because, the courts are so over and dated that, if they could just get a charge, they'll go with the charge just so they don't have to go through the whole process, waste money, all this kind of thing. Sad to say, but that's really what happens a lot. That one will be interesting. In my opinion, it says Tucci 100%. No doubt. No doubt. Is there anybody that thinks it could be somebody else other than family? And like I'm talking about within that Tucson, those people that we've covered. Is there anybody else other than I know we're Doug sits with LD, but is there anybody else that you think would be involved with that? And let's just put family aside. Seems to rub everybody wrong. So let's go with is there anybody else you think could fit that profile in that person who did this to Nancy? Anybody?
I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know who it fits. I look, I've tried to look like before several times. I can't, even with my eyes, even with my wearing my reading glasses, man. I can't tell. I'm not I've never been in law enforcement. I've never been somebody that can, come out and say, hey, I did this and this is my specialty, but I can pull this off. I have no idea. And I'm just being honest with you.
No, you're fine.
I have no idea. My thing is that I think somebody went to break in the house. That's just my personal opinion.
This is a good one. I'm hearing a little bit more lately about.
I have some other people in mind, but I can't really name them.
What's up about Army Vet? What's going on, buddy?
What's up, Army Vet? Army Vet, salute.
I'll just say that I believe that some friends or associates of Hubie and Day could be part of this equation. Associates of Day and Hubie, Kayla Day and William Hubie.
Yeah. That's a very good probability.
There's two people in particular that I've been looking at. I'm not going to say names. One of them is a cybersecurity technician who knows the family, lives in the area, has ties to Mexico, and looks similar to Porch Guy. And the other guy fits my profile on who I think the person is, and has some strange things that he posted on anomalies on certain days. Right. So that's what I'll say. That's what I can say.
Interesting. Did I not send the link?
I see the link.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
What's up, Army Vet and Rhythm and Clues? Welcome in, guys.
Who's Army Vet?
And Tucci. I didn't say hi to Tucci. Yeah, hi, Tucci.
Tucci.
Hey, bro. Army Vet. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just thinking outside the box, trying to think of who else could fit that realm. And that's a good one, Doug. Hubie, Webby.
Yep.
Webby and that, that's a good one. What up, brother?
Airborne. What up, vet, Doug, Bruce, Chris.
Yeah.
Ooh, Bruce, you got background noise, big time.
I'm still not talking to you. I'm Yvette. I'm still not talking to you.
Chris, it was beautiful, Chris. You should do that every night, Chris. You should at least give your subscribers 30 minutes of that. But I do got something for you that is really weird that I need help with.
Rhythm and
All you
clues.
got to do is put one foot in front of the other, and
There's
that'll actually help you get.
There is a link there, buddy.
You know, Savannah released something about her 12. What is that? The baby, the 12-day-old baby. You remember? She just released something today.
Okay.
Haven't seen it.
Do you? I know this is weird. Do you know what she's weird? I think she's sending hidden messages because she put out a 12-day message about a 12-day-old baby. Y'all, just for giggles, go back to the Nancy Guthrie case and figure out what they released on the 12th day. Just go and you'll be shocked.
Go back and see what they delivered on the 12th.
What they released in the Nancy Guthrie case on the 12th day. Yes,
Well,
her daughter's birthday. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let y'all see it. It is weird.
Day 10 was the video. Day 9 was the last. Was the last deadline.
What was the 12th day?
I'm trying to figure out what came out on the 12th day.
I know. Everything was released on the 12th day.
Let's see here.
It's gonna blow your mind, man, when you read it. Freaked me out.
You got me there. I don't know what happened on the 12th day.
No, do your search engine. It'll tell you all the evidence. Go to any search engine, your AI, and ask your AI what evidence came out in the Nancy Guthrie case on the 12th day. Just do it for shits and giggles.
Okay.
It's crazy, man. That is crazy. It's crazy. Savannah doing something. I think she's speaking in code and junk. No, everything was put out on the 12th day. You found out who the porch guy was. You found out how tall the porch guy was. You found out all the everything came out on the 12th day.
The 12th day of the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
So
I got it. I'm
read
reading it.
some notes. You got the first note came out on the second.
That's crazy.
Let's see here.
I've been spending all day trying to disprove this.
They released a physical description of the suspect from the doorbell camera footage, identifying the individual as a male of average build, 5'9" to 5'10", wearing a black 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker backpack. Law enforcement also raised the reward to $100,000 and asked neighbors to submit any relevant traffic or pedestrian video footage. The Pima County Sheriff's Department also asked, that's the same thing. Savannah Guthrie shared a video tribute and message on social media highlighting family home videos and ongoing hope. Okay.
And
that was the day she released the family videos on social media.
And released another one today. I mean, you see, am I crazy, Doug? Are you seeing what I'm saying?
No,
I mean, I'm not saying it's connected, y'all, but I'm just saying it's a little weird.
Okay, well, fill me in. What you got, Vet? Just let us all know.
No, it's what an investigative team was like. Is she? What's the word, y'all? Is she talking to the person through media? Is she talking to the kidnapper through media?
I've always
all these signs and symbols that she. That's why I think she whacked out. You get what I'm saying, Doug? Doug can help you explain. This is weird.
I mean, yeah, I've been saying that, but you're saying today she came out and she talked about the number 12. So going back and looking at the 12th day and seeing what was released on that day, that is some kind of subliminal message that she's giving to
Yes, somebody,
us or the perpetrators or whoever. But I think she's
somebody.
been speaking in code the whole time, and I've said that about the Silence of the Lambs things. That was her call to the President of the United States, because he mentions the Silence of the Lambs in his when he gives speeches all the time. He's known for it. There's clips out there like at least 20 times he mentions Silence of the Lambs during speeches.
Who's this? The president?
POTUS, yes, the president.
Got you.
So the Silence of the Lamb reference was a reach out to the president, and then 2 days after that is when he came out and made a remark about it, and said they were close to a solution. They had some big clues.
All I'm saying is, L, when I seen it and it was presented to me, she picked 12. So I went back to Nancy Guthrie case, the 12th day, and I'm like, what? Doug, I don't get what's going on, but it's weird.
It's weird. I don't know what it means, but it's weird. Anyone else?
No, I'm just listening.
It was weird, y'all. Just saying, it was weird to me.
And you said there was something else today that came out?
Yes. Doug, what me and Doug is talking about. Somebody said it in the chat. Her daughter's birthday, 12th birthday, was today, and she highlighted it.
Got you. Yeah, I remember them talking a while back about saying that was going to be hard when her daughter had her 12th birthday because she wasn't going to have grandma no more.
Yes,
I do remember that. I didn't even know what the hell the day was. But that's true. That's very true.
But why put this out? I mean, as silent as this family's been about everything, Dee. Why you put this out today? Like, what? Come on. Why you put that out today?
I agree. There's always a reason for everything, man.
Thank you.
Always.
Thank you. That's my job, is to read into it or discount it as a coincidence, but I'm not going to ignore it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay. You got my attention. Let me go down. But the thing that I do, which y'all just seen, I just don't hide it. I'm going to present it to everybody just to, give me y'all thoughts. Give me y'all thoughts to make sure I ain't crazy and see what, remember that 12? I'm up here. I need regular civilians to tell me, hey, that ain't nothing. Something, nothing, maybe. But I think it's nothing. I'm going to call it a coincidence.
Yeah, but everything's a coincidence in this case.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have we said that, and how many times have people pointed that out? Oh, it's just a coincidence.
Just a coincidence.
even numbnuts. Nano says the same thing. Oh, it has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. You know, what about this lady yelling? Nothing to do with it. What about this guy over here? Nothing to do with it. What about the double pack guy? Nothing to do with it. Well, okay, then obviously you know what has to do with it. So tell us what the hell you have. You know.
Okay, I'll ask y'all a question. If Savannah wanted to leak information, is there any law saying she can't?
Nope.
On Instagram.
On anything, there's no law. She can't. How you going to prove it? How you going to prove that what she's doing? How is anybody going to be able to hold her accountable for leaking anything out? I mean, you can surmise that it's a leak. Then again, you can say she was just talking, you know. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
something off.
But I do agree. Is she reaching out to somebody by bringing that up? Absolutely. You know, that's like saying, you know, hey, I wish, you know, my 12-year-old had her grandma back, you know. I mean,
is this her way of keeping the case? Is this her way of keeping the case? So why won't she do it on TV? You know what I'm saying? She's a national news anchor. So I'm thinking, why are you doing this? Why won't you just use your platform? unless they don't want her to say this.
That's the only thing is that I
Yeah.
can think of on that is that they don't want her to use that channel as her platform. In other words, for whatever reasons, I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why, but that they don't want that to be
the focal point.
The focal point of that channel. Yeah, that's a good word. The focal
It's
point.
just so weird. That is a national news anchor acting like a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Well, she's not under contract anymore. She's left the country, so now she's free to say what she wants.
Well, she's back now.
She's back on the Today Show?
Yeah, she's on the show.
What?
She's been on the show for the last couple of days. I watched it.
I don't watch it, so I didn't know that.
Yeah. I turned it on just to see what, if she's there, and sure enough, she's been on there the last couple of days. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
I agree, Annie. Every time it goes quiet, I agree, Annie. Totally agree. Every time the case go quiet, she does something.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Totally agree.
That is true. But why talking riddles?
I don't know.
That's the whole point. Why talking riddles when this is dealing with your mom?
I don't get this.
Just come out and look. Somebody else said this earlier that she could have just come out and said exactly, hey, this is what I'm going to do. You don't like it? Hey, I don't need the money. I got lots of money. My husband's got lots of money. I'm done. Either let me do X, Y, and Z, or I'm going to do it anyway, and then I'll force your hand.
Okay, here's a thought. It just came to me.
Okay.
She's talking in riddle, doing all of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who out there do we know would understand the code that she's talking in?
I understand the captor. I get what you're saying.
I'm not talking about the captor. I'm talking about the victim. Does she believe her mother is actually still alive and she's talking to Nancy?
I mean, if she thought that yeah, man, this is a little deep though, man.
It's weird. Now you see why I brought it to you. It's just weird.
No, I see what your point is, Doug. I see that. I see what you're saying, but it's like, that's the whole problem. For me, it's like when it starts to become a cloak and dagger type of thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, spin the wheel, play the game, and go on. I don't know. I can't see this being that like secretively, it just doesn't make sense to me.
I don't get this.
But you're right. You're both right. I mean, is this a coincidence? I don't think so. No, it's not a coincidence. I'll tell you straight up, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. There's a reason why she mentioned this today.
Something is off.
There's a reason why. It's just plain as fact. I'll tell you that straight up. That's exactly what it is. There's a reason. And the reason could be she's reaching out. Now, who she's reaching out to, I don't know. But it could be the people who have her or know where she's at, or if she's deceased or whatnot, or it's going to be somebody. It could also be, if you want to get down to the nitty gritty, it could be a reminder to some very close people in the family that, hey, this is what you've done. I mean, dude, you could go anywhere from these holes, man.
But okay, y'all help me. This is a victim. This is a victim to me. She's a victim, but it reminds me of this type of victim. Hey, I want your attention. Okay, what's going on? Nothing. I don't get this. You know what I'm saying, DD?
Yeah.
This.
True.
As soon as you get my attention, as soon as you get that, nothing. I don't want to. Just go quiet. The whole family finna go.
What do you need? No, I'm okay.
You ain't gonna see or hear them for 2 weeks. Nothing. Not one word.
True.
It's so weird. It's just so weird.
Yeah, and I bet you tomorrow another ransom type thing will come out from whoever the perpetrator is.
TMZ.
Every time she
This
makes a
is
move, TMZ gets a letter.
Or
Carol
Nanos do an
said-
interview.
Yeah.
Or Nano do an interview.
It's so
Carol says if she was afraid for any more harm to her family, why would you talk about your child's
Thank
birthday?
you.
No,
That's why
true.
they brought it up. That's why they came to me. They was like, why would somebody initiate a threat? And I was like, I asked my friend, but I have no idea why you would put a 12-year-old girl in front of the fucking media. This one especially.
In the line of fire.
What? That's crazy.
Could it have been a taunt? So she actually brought her on TV? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, we live in the age of internet and hacks and cyber, and you put everybody's finna search for that little girl. You know they is.
Yeah. That's true.
This is crazy.
You're gonna put her out there because wow, that's interesting.
So was she on the actual show? Like, did she show her or did she just talk about her?
Talk about it.
We didn't see the daughter. We didn't see her like we did Nancy on the show, and like
Cameron ain't talking about his family. Annie and Tamale, they ain't talking about nobody's talking about their families. The neighbors don't even want the streamers in the neighborhood. And you bring out a 12-year-old.
Wow, that's interesting. That is interesting. Because, like I said, I remember a while back she said, "My mother's not. My daughter's not going to have her grandmother here for her birthday, or something like that. Something about the birthday and the 12-year-old with the grandma."
Whoa!
She said
chills.
She said something to that effect.
God damn!
What?
What happened, Doug? You okay?
I don't even know if I should say it. One of the people that I was talking about before, the associate, and how one of them was posting weird stuff on the Facebook.
Right.
At the age of 12, that person started a fire that killed 2 of his cousins and went to prison. And he has a very disdain for the Pima County jailing system and the sheriffs. But at 12 years old, he started a fire that killed a family member. Might not mean anything, but it might mean something.
Y'all starting to scare me. I'm starting to get y'all starting to scare me now. You need to calm this shit down.
Look, if I have to go get my vest and put it on, just to put it on, just so I can have a chance. Oh my Lord!
Man, y'all gonna have me going combat ready just to go a stream with y'all. Y'all scaring the snot out of me now.
My bad, Army. I just scared myself.
That is interesting.
I don't get it. Oh, her newborn too? Oh Lord. What? Oh, as a newborn. What? All right, I'm done. I'm done. I can't do rich crazy. I can't do rich crazy people, y'all. I can't do that.
Pause.
I can't do
Catherine
rich
says
crazy.
she posted her daughter's photo as a newborn on Instagram.
I can't do that. That's rich people stuff. I can't do that. Something's weird.
Okay, here's another one. How old was Savannah when they were kidnapped the first time?
Who was kidnapped?
The kids. When they were kids.
When they were playing their game?
I think there was a real kidnapping too that happened. There was the game playing.
I didn't hear about that.
Me, I haven't
no
searched
one
that
talked
far.
about it. I'm pretty sure there was an actual kidnapping.
There's been nothing that say anything about it. Well, we know by the mainstream, but why wouldn't somebody that actually knows, like, that's done? I don't know.
Man, I could be wrong, but my memories.
I just don't remember. I've never heard about that.
I never have either. I don't even know what you guys are talking about with this. No idea.
Neither. I've never heard it.
Catherine said no, it was playing. That's what I thought. It was just a game they were playing. I didn't think it was real. You know, they used to play the kidnapping game.
Pause. Ooh, don't say that. Don't say that. Okay. Who
Okay, I think you guys
installed?
are right. It was just the book thing. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. I was so wrong.
Who installed? And I know this is a key evidence that people skipped over, but for some reason, when you said it, Doug, I'm gonna just hammer down on it. Who installed her Ring camera, and who was her internet provider? And did she have a security system? Who installed all that?
Nest camera, Comcast, and I don't know who.
If your camera or your internet go off, who do you call?
Comcast.
Ghostbusters.
Who was her last 2 telephone calls? They're withholding.
You hear that? Army vet?
Airborne. What happened?
What last?
Go ahead.
Calls? I've been so focused on the first one, I don't know who the last 2 were.
Who installed her Ring? So the Ring camera in the back. They don't install that. That's not the. And the only reason I'm saying it is that's my. If I was to retire right now, well, if I didn't have my education, I just retired as a regular signal soldier, I would retire as a Comcast person. Starting out, I will. So my job would be I wouldn't install a motion detector. That wouldn't be my job. Barely a Ring camera, but the Wi-Fi, yes.
It was probably Tommaso.
Who installed that shit? I mean, stuff.
You want to hear one more weird thing? Comcast also owns KVOA. And Comcast is owned by Vanguard and Blackrock.
Who installed a solar panel on top of her house then?
A contractor?
That's what I think install all of this. Because there's no way he's going to install a solar panel, Ring cameras, motion detectors, not connected to the power source inside the house. This was connected to solar panels. It had to be a contractor.
Yeah.
It had to be a contractor.
Let me ask you guys. Okay, let me ask you guys something. I heard 857 was talking about. I don't know if it was his stream because I wasn't there to see it, but he said something about that there was that I think that was the day that he had got arrested. So, anyways, in the morning when I was over there on the Philippines side, I heard him say something about that there was something out. Was there a camera or something, or was there somebody with a camera or something with a tripod or something up there, or was that just a bunch of nonsense?
That's on the roof now. That's new.
It's now you're saying
it's there now.
I think. I think it's just the camera that's there. The tripod-looking thing is part of the roof. It's already been there.
Oh, it's already part of the roof. Okay.
Since the day that this started, it was just a tripod-looking thing, but now it looks to be a camera on the top of it.
Yes.
So, Army vet, who put it up there? You think? Who installed that? You think?
It had what Chris was saying. It had to be a contractor because
it was Comcast. Not Comcast. Who's the guy that was there? Remember the guy who started showing up?
The bald guy?
Well, yeah, but remember there was 2 bald guys. There was a short guy who they thought was the realtor guy, and then there was the bigger one towards the end. He was the one that was going there. I think he still goes there. It could have been him.
Harry Goff.
Say what?
Harry Goff is his name.
Yes.
Oh. Oh, that's who. I didn't know who that
Maybe.
was.
I mean, because that camera got there way later, like, within the last 2 months, it was there, put in. So it was either that guy or they snuck somebody in somehow. I don't know.
Well, then look, I mean, it's great that they have all the kind of stuff now, stuff that people, because I remember when that water guy came out, when Juice was out there, and they called for that guy. Someone was on, called for him to come up there and talk to him about whoever it was. I don't know who it was called, whoever it was.
Okay. Got the chill.
I remember that, but why wasn't any of this stuff? Anyways, you know what? I'm not even going to say it because you know what? It's just like beating the drum of nothing. It's just it didn't seem like anybody gave a shit about Nancy.
All right. Here's another one I got for you guys. Why did Savannah and her ex-husband break up? What was the main reason that they got separated?
I don't even know.
Does anybody know?
She found the other guy.
No, he didn't want to have children. Post a picture of your baby. Was that a message for him?
For her ex?
The ex-husband.
Could be.
I don't know.
You know, the guy that she slammed on TV 2 weeks before this? She tells the whole story right there in that interview, but that's why they broke up.
I have no idea.
That's new. She painted her ex to be evil from what
And I analyzed that, Doug. Could be not.
Well, everybody has their reality. I'm looking at this through, as Doug say, my own intelligence reality.
Mhm.
There's no way a civilian can get past me. I know your phone. I know your browser history. I know how long I know every camera placement. I know every IP address that you have. I know every incoming call you have ever made. And if I know all of a sudden you have no computer from the last 2 or 3 years and it's brand new, I know something there. I also know about your router. I can get into that to know what other IP addresses have been there. No civilian can get around me. This has to be something more. Because it's not just me now. Now it's Trump, this. No, it's something else. This don't make it's just don't make any sense. It just don't make any sense. This is not making sense.
Got my wheels breaking, spinning.
I mean, it just don't make any sense. If I was to get into A&T's router, I can tell you where they have been for the last 6 months. And if you can fool me without the education, because it takes about 10 to 15 years to get to this level. No civilian, no ex-band member, none of that getting past me. No.
How about a guy that is a cybersecurity technician? Would he be able to do it?
Nancy's house, yes. The neighborhood, no. There was a Wi-Fi outage in the neighborhood, not just Nancy's house. That suggests more, not less. Meaning, if your Intel guy was the front door guy, that means he was the dumbest one there. So the smart person hacked the Ring cameras in the area. You see what I'm saying? The person at the door is the dumbest one. Look it up. Hmm. Hmm.
All right, y'all. I got to bounce. I got to go to work. It's been nice being here.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you. Be safe.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys in the. I won't be on in the morning. Well, maybe I will be, but we'll see you. Have a good night, guys.
All right.
Good one, bud.
Take care, buddy.
Oleg says you won't find anything on the internet about her first husband's private life. It has all gone.
What they say? I learned the hard way. You got a smart chat.
They did say he had a whole setup at his other house. Look it up unless it was all lies, says Annie.
Yeah.
You're welcome,
be careful
Sarah.
be careful who your enemies are. That's what it says to me.
Yeah, I mean,
they definitely got enemies. Know what I'm saying? Be careful.
Well, I think that's what they're talking about, Grayson. That has everyone ruled out Savannah's husband. I think there's a lot of people that think that could be a play.
Trump would love it. And I'm finna give y'all an intel key.
Okay.
That was the Clintons people that they say his. Y'all don't think Trump would love to put that belt buckle on that he got them? Come on, y'all. He would love to find out. Y'all got to know who the enemies of your enemies are. I know how the game is played. And to put a badge or a bad smear on the ex-president, oh yeah, he would love that. Believe me, if he had evidence, he would use it.
All right, Double Dog. I gotta jump off. I'm gonna go man, see if it's almost ready yet, man. So.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
Thanks. Take care, everybody.
You too. Semper Fi, my brother.
Bruce.
Midnight racing. 2C. L says 2C. Unfortunately, someone else I know did too, but hey, I guess we all have to learn life is a full lesson. He is a very private person, says Oleg. That's Savannah's ex-husband.
Mm-hmm. Tepe style, maybe.
Keep your friends close. What did he do? What did he work in? Savannah's ex-husband.
I can't even tell you. I don't even know his name.
I didn't know. Somebody told me. I didn't know about him till somebody said it. Like, I was working on the technology, not the people.
Right.
I'm sure the chat know because it's politicky.
Yeah.
Well, Carol, I believe that quote, keep your enemies. But in this new world we live in, your friends and your enemies might be the same person, depending on
the same one.
subject matter. So you don't know.
Depends on who you piss off.
Mark Orchard.
Yep. Oleg put the name in.
I'm learning. I'm researching now.
That's right. He worked for the BBC. She met him over there, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think she met him here.
On the list of why would Nancy do this? Where's money at on your like 1, 2, 3? What do you think the average, not us, but the average, where's money at on the list?
On where she lives?
Like this was done for money.
Oh,
like they
gotcha,
needed
gotcha.
money. Yeah, they needed house money or something.
Well, I always thought it was a kidnap for ransom that went wrong, so it's going to be at the top of my list. But I mean, I do have the I understand that I could change if I saw the right things, and maybe it could be, there's so many theories out there, man. I mean, for me personally, kidnap for ransom or it's, just getting her out of the way, taking her out. But if you do that, take her out, then who benefits? The people closest to her. So then you go with that theory that it's possible, unless you want to take this to that next level. And I'm just not there yet. Not saying it's not, just not there.
Okay. Savannah Guthrie, estimated worth $40 million.
40 mil.
She has a $8 million a year salary. Cameron Guthrie, he makes between $2 to $5 million. Annie Guthrie, between $500 and $2 million. Michael Fedman, Savannah's husband, $5 million to $8 million. This family has a net worth that exceeds $52 million. Y'all think they can't buy a house?
Well, then why didn't they at least pay the ransom and see if they were going to get it?
I think they had. I think they did.
They might have. I mean, that was the word that was going around.
And from what I've heard, if they would announce that they're paying all these ransom publicly, then all the scammers will come. More scammers will come in,
and that makes sense.
So they did it behind the scenes. They paid a shitload of money. That's why they came out. We did our part. Everything. We did our part. We gave all the money. All of them were scams. Everything was a scam.
He worked in production of arts, live TV.
How did they said Annie got her money. She salary investments with her sister, expert through her work as an educator, poet, and a public director on side her income and her book sales and her workshop. Put all together, she's worth between $500 and $2 million with her properties and assets.
So not broke, but nowhere near the 40 million.
Remember Savannah making $8 million a year. And a retired F-16 experimental pilot, he make between 2 and 5 testing. Just like me. Not that much. To go down to the 100, but not up there. Shit, not up there. You got to know people up there.
Mm-hmm.
That family got cash.
You think they'd have better cars, as Tusi said. Because that car they had was an old sucker, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Annie and T.
Mm-hmm.
They had an old car.
Yeah.
Hell, you think you would have found some rust on it, matter of fact, and that's hard to do in Arizona.
So when people are saying money issues, and I get it, they probably did, but you know what I'm saying? You have to really go in debt.
Gambling can do that to you.
Yes, it can.
Big time.
Yes, it can. And we see it in rich people all the time, y'all. This is normal. This is normal, y'all. Rich people don't live rich. Don't believe that. They live off credit cards and hope.
Yeah, that's why when you go out and you look at these big old nice neighborhoods, all the lights are always off with nobody in it.
Yes, sir.
You know, they're all working like crazy trying to pay the bill.
Yeah.
That's it. All right. So if let me just swing this out there. Let's go to the ransom notes for a second, and we're going to believe that the ransom letters are real.
Okay.
The ransom letters are real. We got the first ransom and the second ransom, but the second note that came never reached that deadline. So if this was about money, that would explain why they sent the note. If they had paid before in between that, and they sent the note that she had expired, what are they going to just give the money back if they had already paid? And they can't come out and say that they paid because we don't negotiate with terrorists or any kind of ransom payment type thing. That would explain the weird
Let me
letter.
ask you that, Vet. Let me ask you that, or either one of you. Let me ask you: you really believe that we don't pay terrorists? We don't
I
pay
know they
ransom
do.
for terrorists? Hell yeah, they do.
Military, we know they do.
Every
we
day
know.
and twice on Sunday, man. Absolutely.
That's a little lie for y'all, but we be the ones handing them over the damn money. So we know.
It sounds good to say, but no, man. We pay. We pay.
I get that.
Huh?
I get that. It's the people they don't want to know that. I mean, obviously the perpetrators know that, the people that are collecting the money and the people that are paying the money.
It just depends on who you are and what you do, and possibly what you know. That they're going to go ahead and if it's just every time Dick and Harry, they couldn't give a flying flip. But if you know something and you're the right person that they need to look on, you're damn right they're going to pay. We'll always pay. It's the easiest thing, man.
Pretty much.
I mean, and yeah, sometimes, they may have to go to the extreme of, sending a missile from, thousands of miles away into a window, and the size of a small ass window and take out the business, just how it is. Yeah. It's just and that's the only reason I say that is because I just know people pay, man. They will pay. Yeah. Government will pay anything. I mean, I couldn't even imagine, in all honesty, well, I'm not going to bring up politics, but the reality is, yeah, we do.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt.
Every time. No matter what. And I get it. Sound good, y'all. But if you go back to, I ain't going to say 9/11, we paid damn near the whole Middle East. We paid the whole Middle East off to get information.
You remember we had a guy, just going to throw this out there. We had a guy that was held in Russia who was a school teacher for God knows how long. And then we had Brittany Griner, who had just got to Russia, and yet they were able to get her out. And why? Why? Because look at all the publicity they got.
Yep.
The other guy, the only people that were pleading for him was his family. The other person, there was a lot to gain there by getting that person back. It just really depends what you're worth to the individual that's making it happen. You know what I mean? That's just, yeah.
So wait.
Yep. That's make it even worse.
Are you talking about Gilman, Robert Gilman?
Yeah, I think that's him. He was a teacher. He had something on him drugs wise, I think, and or pills or something, and he said that he didn't know he had him in his bag or something. It didn't matter. He was there he was going to be there. I think they finally let him go because he was already becoming unalive. So, and then when he got back, he ended up passing away anyway. So, yeah, it's just yeah.
Did you know he was a Marine?
Yeah, I think that's what it might be him. Yeah.
4 years there. Granted a presidential pardon by Putin due to critical life-threatening health decline.
Yep.
Going back, he was also from Massachusetts.
Yep, that's him.
Strange.
That is right, Tusi. They pay them and forget about the American people.
Yep.
So, in y'all opinion, do y'all think the case has moved from not? I don't never think it was finding Nancy, but not finding her, but understanding how it could have happened, or what do you think? What do you think the shift is? Because now we all know after 7 months we are not going to find her.
Correct.
So what is it understanding how this happened or understanding what happened? Like what is the shift? The conversation shift? Because I come in on y'all's.
Yeah. Well, no one. That's an interesting question. No one really. How does that? Say that again one more time, Army Vet.
How to put it in a layman's.
No, you're right how you said it because I knew what I was going to say.
We're not searching for Nancy.
Right.
We're trying to understand what happened and how it happened.
Okay,
or
so,
is it changing?
Okay, so what I would say is they never looked for Nancy. So I really don't think. I think that's just the way they want to keep it. Because no one did anything to look for her. Hell, her own family didn't do nothing to look for her. What did they really? I mean, that would be crazy for us to think that they did anything to find her, when in fact no one looked for her.
So what is this? I agree. What is this?
I mean, but I will say that if I had to guess on which narrative they're going with, honestly, it would probably it wouldn't be how it happened, because that's why she was never found, because no one was looking for her. So if no one was looking for her, that definitely didn't want to know how it happened. So really, the only thing they can try to do is try to figure out why it happened. The why is probably going to be easier than the how.
Yep.
You know, because the why you can always find the right, maybe the right leak or the right situation where you're able to get that information. The how, they're not going to tell you because it'll expose too much.
I'm going to fall back onto my thoughts that I think these perpetrators were trying to change the rules. The guy at the front porch was actually a taunt. Here's a picture, but you're not going to get a vehicle. You're not going to get no phone pings. You're not going to get anything. We're going to send ransom demands to an anonymous tip line. And these people try changing the rules. Like, you're going to pay, and then you're not even going to know who I am. Because usually when we pay, we know who we're paying.
Right.
Whether or not they get incarcerated and sentenced, we usually figure out who they are. What if you can figure out how to do it, get paid, and stay anonymous?
That's impossible.
And change the rules.
Yes, you can't change the rules. You're changing the rules on your reality, but the reality that's still there is United States has one of the best intelligence on the face of this world.
Yeah.
So I get what Doug is saying. They're changing. No, they're not. That's still a civilian, and what we're doing in Iran, nobody else on the planet can do but us.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true.
If I go by what you just said, that means the family is holding back evidence.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And leak. Little.
No, it ain't no leaks. It's no that what he's saying is what Dee just said is the why and the how.
Yeah.
That means the family knows something that the rest of them don't, and they're silent.
Yep.
They know something. They're just not sharing it with authorities. They know something.
Well, no. Think about, the damage is done, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The damage is done. What gain is it if it's someone that's close to the family? What gain is it to now destroy the other part of your family? It's already shattered, right? So what's the point? What's the gain? What would they get out of it? Let's just hypothetically say that Savannah did everything she could to bring people to justice. Well, but what would be the gain if it's somebody close to the family? It wouldn't be any gain. If anything, it'd be a hindrance. It'd be shattering the family name. It'd be the repercussion would be unlimited. There would be no limits to the repercussion on family, right? It would destroy everything.
That means they know.
Yeah, absolutely.
They know.
I believe that. I really do. I really do, because there's no other way.
Yeah.
Somebody would have said something already. Somebody would have come out if they were going to come out. And yet we know no one's going to say nothing, because there's nothing to gain no more. You can throw your meaning the family, they can throw their shots at one another, throw their digs here and there. But ultimately, it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any which way you take it, it's just gonna shatter the family even more. So what is the gain?
Your choice is vengeance or forgiveness.
That's it. There's nothing else left
at that point. Yeah.
Grieving.
And so I don't think Savannah is doing what she would do if she thought this was really somebody on the outside.
True.
I really don't. But because I think she may have that inclination that it could be somebody very close to her, what is the gain?
So she knew the threat.
Yeah. Really,
she knew the threat. She knew the threat.
So when you say about these, little messages, innuendos, right? Like, hey, this is the 12th birthday of my daughter, yada yada yada. Mm-hmm. Those are just kind of like how can I say, little red herrings, man. I know.
Yeah.
So what is the gain of the family if let's just say it was somebody in the family and you think that they're gonna go ahead and air that dirty laundry? Not happening.
Here you go, Dee. I got it. Okay. Me and my deep learning computer just listened to you. Okay. Dee, what would happen if somebody kidnapped somebody out of the house and the family did not want to cooperate with the FBI?
Voila. Well, I'm not. It just depends. I would say nothing would happen. In
a high-profile case, they know. You see what I'm saying? They know that they knew the kidnappers contacting the family,
right?
and the FBI want to know, but the family is leaving law enforcement out of it to handle it themselves.
Well, they would become accessories to it, obviously, but they'd have to prove that it was accessory, accessory to the crime. You are not just an accessory, but you are interfering with
investigation.
the investigation that you're going to end up being charged with. It could be a couple of things, but that's the point. That's what I'm saying. Even in a high profile, what is the gain? For even think about it like this, even for law enforcement, what is the gain to solve this if it's only going to bring more hindrance to the community?
Okay, go back to the beginning. When she found her mother were missing, from all the evidence that we have, they still believe that it was a walk away. Sheriff Nanos, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it didn't hit the media till 6 hours later.
Right.
That she was just a walk away. The next morning, that's when, did they wait too long? Or I think the family withheld evidence from y'all. Like, I'm looking at you as the police.
No, I got
For that day and a half, what were they doing?
Don't know.
That's a good question.
Remember, they found out at 12 o'clock. Yeah, they found out at 12 o'clock, Doug. It wasn't to the next day that they said, okay, something happened.
Yeah.
What did they
I think
do?
family thought right away that something happened, though. They were telling law enforcement that there's no way she could be a walk-off because she could barely walk to the mailbox. So she couldn't have gotten far enough to be a walk-off.
But
that was the family's initial. It was the police that were saying, no, it's a walk-off.
No. Remember we asked Didi the other day, the senator called him right after he got the phone with so he knew it was something up.
Right.
No, knew it was something. So he knew it wasn't a walk away if a senator. Yeah, but the senator called him, and we're looking at Didi as if the senator called him, he already knows something is up. This ain't no walk away. So why are you waiting a day and a half?
That's the incompetence of the sheriff.
Family didn't say nothing either.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. In that day and a half that you're saying, how long did it take for them to give the house back and pull back the search?
That was the 4th. The ransom letter, first ransom letter came on the 2nd.
And when did they release the house back? That was Didi's saying. When did they release the house?
I'm pretty sure it was the 4th. Yeah, it was the 4th.
That's when they found out Nancy was deceased.
Yes. No, there wasn't the 4th. It was the 2nd.
That's when they found out.
Yes. The 2nd is when they gave the house back.
That's what y'all, for us investigators, they know. That's why they gave it back. They knew.
Yeah. Yeah. They gave it back on the 2nd. They only had, that's why I was saying they only were able to use like maybe a day and a half at most to get all that evidence. Is it crazy? It's impossible. And then you're pulling you're not pulling all, but you're pulling a big chunk of that search team out. You're not pulling everybody, but and here's the kicker. None of the family is saying anything about it.
Facts.
None of the family is saying, what the hell are you doing? Now, one could say, well, they're not saying nothing because they know she's already gone because of that note that came in that they didn't tell us about. Or they just...
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Makes sense to me.
I'm telling you.
I get it.
I just think that's probably the closest what you're going to see. That's the closest you're going to probably get, but I don't think this was something that the boogeyman, it wasn't that, man. It was not, in my opinion. And I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to say, hey guys, I was wrong. I don't have a problem with it, but it just doesn't, that was always bothering me why no one was saying anything. They kept the house for 2 days. They gave it back in 2 days, only to come get it 2 days later because the FBI came on the 4th.
They knew what happened.
Okay, it was the 3rd, February 3rd. It was the same day he gave the press conference, said that he released the property back after it had been processed and made available to the family.
Now, hold on. Now, here's why I believe that. Because what Dee Dee said, that if Senator Mark Kelly called Dee Dee on the first day, you know who he going to call before he released that house? Senator.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
No, I mean, yeah, absolutely.
It so makes sense.
But I do believe that's what you're seeing. So do I think that do I think they're ever going to find this body or the remains, should I say? No.
Nope.
This will be just like I said from the very beginning. This will be another JFK type of deal.
Yep.
You won't hear nothing until somebody comes along and says, "I want to release those documents." If there is any.
Yeah, Savannah Guthrie Diaries. It'll be up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Serious. Absolutely. Yep. And so she's not going to say nothing because it wouldn't make sense for her to say anything. It's one of those things where you go, I know, now I'm going to pull the Nanos effect. I know what I know, but I don't know what you know. So I need to know what you know so I can know what I know.
Yep.
It's just the Nano effect, man. But in this case, you're having one sibling telling the other, I know what you did. And what am I going to get if I basically, take this further? I ain't going to get nothing, but it's going to bring the house down on everybody.
Yeah. The fact that the family is silent, y'all have to look at that.
Yeah,
not a
absolutely.
cousin, nieces, y'all, uncles,
nothing, zero,
nothing, y'all. Y'all have to pay that into. Imagine somebody took your grandma.
Yeah.
Your family will be on the internet yelling, doing streams. Nothing, y'all. Nothing.
That's exactly right. So yeah, I would say this is definitely something where at the end of the day, that's where we're at, man. That's exactly where we're at.
That is weird. I have never seen a whole family shut up. I have never seen.
Me neither.
I have.
I think I would have family members coming out of their grave.
Yes, I have done it. I have never seen a family this quiet. Nobody in high school. That's just shocking to me.
And then to boot, you're going to say, well, we're going to stay quiet, and we're not even going to. We're going to stay quiet because everybody else is then going to stay quiet. Because at the end of the day, everything's going to just wither away. That's exactly what's going to happen.
That's crazy. That's crazy, Doug.
If I think of it that way, that definitely opens up the opportunity. What if one of the kids did it?
I mean, I think their son is only like 15 years old.
Yeah, but what if they did it inadvertently? Maybe dripped some information to somebody, maybe playing a video game online, and somebody took that information and acted on it.
I mean, I think everything's always on the table. So until you disprove it, everything's on the table. But I also think that at some point, realization has to set in. If you have to think that hard outside that box, then it's probably not in that box.
And understand their emotional restraint. We all got aunties and uncles. If one of our kids deleted our grandmother, it's not going to be sympathy. I'm just saying, in real world and family dynamics, no, it's not going to be that.
I mean,
I get what everybody's saying.
Think of all the people that have kept quiet. Everybody.
Yes.
The neighbors supposed to be their You know, we loved having Nancy here until they didn't. You know, the church members, we love Nancy. She's a godly person until she wasn't. You know, the family, we love our mom, but I'm not going to really search or go above and beyond. Hell, Cameron's back and doing his thing. Savannah's moving on, doing her thing. TNA, well, they're just like waiting for this thing to get signed over because it's going to get signed over here in the probably within the next, I would say, few months. They're going to say that they're going to declare that she's gone, and they're going to, I hate to say it, but they're going to get whatever she had.
I will be blasting. And then do you know when you have that amount of money, you can run commercials and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
You
know what I'm saying? I just don't.
Nothing.
All these millions and millions
even if the sheriff's department and the FBI didn't put any signs up, my ass would be buying all these signs.
Yeah,
up everywhere.
I don't get y'all. That million, 8 million a year. She could have commercials on Arizona news. Fine. It's just so, and something just don't feel right, y'all, today.
She worked at KLOB, right? She worked there in her past, right?
KVOA.
KVOA, right?
That's
yes.
Weird.
They would have donated time for her to get up there and speak.
It
would have made them money because people would have watched. They would have made them money, so they wouldn't turn that down. They wouldn't turn it down. Nothing. Zero. Nada.
Then she goes to Instagram to do this instead of the news.
Yeah.
This is just weird today. Just made my stomach weird. Just knowing it's 12 little. This was just weird. This was just
the dynamic, I guess, is the biggest thing for me. The realization is just understanding that if they find out what happened, what is the gain? If it's an outsider, well, sure. But if it's something close to them, why would they even search? Why would they even look? They already know. They don't know 100%, but and it's not like they told her, but she knows. She knows what she knows. So therefore, she's I'm not saying that Cameron's okay with it. None of them are okay with it. This fracture that you just seen happen with the mom, I would love to know 5 years from now how many times they got together and just like had a yearly gathering. I bet you won't even hear about them having this social gathering because
I agree.
That mom was the rock, and the rock was the only thing keeping everything together. I mean, I don't see it any other way, to be honest. That mom was their rock. She was the only reason everybody would come. And now she's gone. I think you're going to see the fracture. Everybody's going to, not to say that you won't hear Savannah say, that's my brother's doing great, and he's was a pilot, And I'm not saying you're not going to hear him say, yeah, I'm proud of my sister. But inside that realm, it's dead. It has to be dead because no one's doing nothing. Zero. Camera's not doing nothing that we know of, but I'm going to say he's doing nothing. Nobody's doing nothing. Hell, A&T is not even working, and they're not even out there looking.
That is crazy. This is getting crazier and crazier. As more as you talk, DD, I'm like, wait a minute now. They ain't now, and the reason why it's crazy to me, y'all, is if they were getting poo-pooed on, like if they was getting the short end of the stick, they should be out more yelling. Like, y'all, they ain't doing enough to help us. But they really ain't doing enough to help them, but they're doing less than Pima.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
How can you How can I mean? Think about it. We don't know what's going behind the scenes, but how can they bitch at Pima County when they're not even, as the immediate family, are not even showing any interest in all of it anyway, right? And then you look at that and you go, well, it's a wonder no one has said anything. It's just a wonder. Once again, you got to ask yourself, what is the gain? If you find out that someone in your family did this, what is the gain? What do you gain out of it? Except another destruction of a family. More. You cut your losses, cut your ties, and you move on, and you know what you know, and that's all that needs to be said. I mean, honestly, I don't see it any other way.
Militarily wise, basically, to make this go away, I gotta hide the body.
Yeah,
bringing the body back gonna make it worse.
And you said it a while back when you first started coming on the live, that you said it exactly right. And you asked me, and I wasn't giving you that answer that you asked me. And it took me a while to really, but yeah, I knew the answer. I just don't know why I didn't give it out. But you said it. The best way is just to cremate the body.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Because once you do that, everything's done. And no, you don't have to go to a crematory to do this.
Nope.
You don't have to go to a crematory. So, for anybody who thinks, well, like they're going to walk into a crematory place and have them, no, you don't have to do that. There's many ways of doing that.
Yeah,
many ways.
Is a barrel and some more gas. That's all you need, y'all.
That's
really,
it.
real talk.
So,
I ain't even lying to you.
That's the idea. I would say if I honestly thought, like, what would I have done? Yeah, that would be what I would have done, because at the end of the day, there's nothing left.
Yep.
Right?
Take it all the way in the woods. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Way in the wood line.
I mean, I don't know. I just think that's probably exactly what we're seeing, and that's why
it makes sense.
Everybody just didn't say a damn word. I mean, could you imagine? I mean, I can tell you right now, if that was my mom, and I heard that Nanos was pulling back the search team, my God, we would, and I had the money. Oh my Lord, I would be like, yeah, I'd be.
They would volunteer, D. They would volunteer.
Yes.
Then you got your own money on top of it. Like, man, I would flood that area. That's what I don't get, y'all. Like, I'm looking at it as an investor.
Yep.
They had to know her mother to release it, and they all had to have a huddle, y'all. It wasn't just him in the office saying, "You want to know what today I'm gonna do?" No, he called the family, he called their lawyers, he called the government. Y'all, this is what I want to do, and then somebody said, "Do it."
Yep.
That's crazy.
I know it's like, because look, man, if I had if it was me, I would say, man, I would much rather be a stranger than a family member, right? Because you can live with a stranger, but if a family member had something to do with it, you can't live with a family member, because there's nothing you can do, nothing, zero. Your hands are tied. Especially what everybody does, what everybody does in their profession, as far as Cameron and Savannah, there's nothing you can do. There really isn't. So the idea that, yeah, there's no gain. It's a sad loss, and I'm sure it's a painful loss, but at the end of the day, we had her for 84 years? Life well lived. And what are they going to hear? can't hear from their dad because he was long gone. You know, so what worry is there at the end of the day? I'm telling you, man.
So you believe the family is side-eyeing each other?
I think they are. Tell me what tell me when you have them speaking together. I mean, my God, they haven't spoke since like the second time. Now what are we seeing? Savannah's going out there, and why? Why is Savannah going out there? You know why? Because public opinion has painted her as someone who just didn't give a damn. Public opinion has painted her as someone who just didn't do enough, didn't give a damn about it, right?
Right.
So now what hurts her? She lives in a world of public opinion. She's counting on people to see her smile and be on the show, and she needs that public opinion to be positive, not negative. Not negative. She needs it positive. But what are you hearing when you read up stories and stuff? What is the one thing everybody always asks? Why is the family doing anything? Public opinion already made their voice. They made their voice heard. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. To me, it's a no-brainer. But like I said, if I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to say, "Hey, man, I'm wrong. Okay, I was wrong." You know. But I don't see it any other way, man. In all honesty, I really don't.
You know that means she's watching social media.
Well, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Think about it. Why do you think they're saying that her ratings have dropped? And why do you think that they gave her this game show to get away? You know, to do something different. Why do you think? Because it's becoming more of a hindrance than it was a positive. Now, I'm not saying they're going to get rid of her. I'm not saying that. But you know as well as I do, in today's world, it's all about the money.
Yeah.
Can you make the money for our network like you used to? If you can't, because people don't like you, because they look you in a different way, well, guess what? You rely on the people's opinion. It's just that simple.
Ooh, Savannah. God, that was sick. Ooh, goodness gracious.
Do I want to say that that's what it is? Hell no. I don't want to ever say family has something to do with something like this. But I don't see any other logical. I just don't see any other logical thing. I just don't see it any other way. And they have all displayed. They have, every one of them have displayed, I just don't care. I'm not saying she doesn't feel pain when she's, crying and saying, how emotional she is because she lost her mother. I'm not saying she doesn't feel the pain. But it's one thing to feel the pain, and it's one thing to go ahead and what can you do to solve that pain? There's nothing you can do. There's nothing. Right? Especially if she didn't have anything to do with it, which I don't think she did. Savannah, nor do I wouldn't even say Cam, though he hasn't said a whole lot. But the fact of the matter is, there's nothing they can do. So it's once again, it's that double-edged sword. I feel the pain, and I can't say what I really want to say. So, I'm telling you, man, I really feel that. And nothing points. No one's done nothing. Sheriff's Department, even the FBI, they got their own issues. They haven't done anything. You say, well, why? Well, they can't really control this and that. And you told me the other day, Vet, if the FBI really wanted to take it, they'd call and send somebody in there and say, look, this is what you're going to do. Shut up or you're gone. Yeah. You're done. Just be quiet. Collect your paycheck and hush up. Stay out of the way. You told me that the other day.
And I've had clients and people that have came and said, that's what the FBI said. And you know what they did? Exactly what Dee Dee is saying. They would leak me information. They would give me money to go on to the news agency to publicly ask for help. That nothing, y'all. They would send people on news agencies to talk about the missing person. Nothing.
Not a damn
And
thing.
that is weird, y'all. That's just knowing that client has $52 million available. $52 million available.
I don't think Nancy will ever be found. I do not think you will ever. This will be one of those stories that will be in the books, someday as, I hate to say the perfect crime, but they're going to get away with it more than likely. So you would say, the crime that no one thought somebody could pull off. And yet there's only one way to pull it off, right? I mean, in all honesty, family can never go ahead. If you're that wealthy, family will never. I mean, think about their name, where their name stature is. Even if you go back, like Doug was saying, to what is it, Doug, North Carolina, where they have a lot of things named after them and everything.
Kentucky.
I'm sorry, Kentucky. So just think of that. Their name is not. It's not like it's just Guthrie. I mean, it's there's a lot of history there. So yeah, I don't see them they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. There's too much legacy there. They're not gonna do that. So yeah, I'll still cover it because it's newsworthy, and there's always that hope and that chance that something could miraculous, like they were talking about the washes, right? They were saying all these monsoons, they could draw some. Yeah, I agree. I think they could. If she was around this area, I think they could. But
I think if they raise it to 20 million, they will get some answers.
I mean,
I understand the equipment in that area that is needed. I understand the dude at the front door to hide all of this. Because remember, and I'm just going to take out one thing. Let's take out the camera. Let's take out the ring camera. Just take it out. Just take the ring camera out. This was flawless. You paid for this. You paid not whatever y'all thinking right now. You don't know the timeline. You paid for that. Don't know if they came from Annie and Tommaso's house. You paid for that. You don't know the date between the first and you paid for that. You don't know which way they went. You paid for that. That is not a $1 million job.
Nope.
Ring cameras off in the neighborhood. You paid for that.
Yep.
Nanos. You paid for that.
I mean, hey, let's not kid ourselves. I've heard of many law enforcement turning the other way, for some pocket change. I've heard of this
gambling
before,
debts.
so, yeah, or that. And what does he happen to run? A casino of some sort.
Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's sad to say. Like I said, I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't see any other logical explanation. When you put all that, it's like I said earlier on the live this morning. When that arrow, that needle is pointing a certain direction, 9 out of 10, there's a reason why it's pointing that direction. It's not pointing there because it wants to. It's pointing there because that's where it seems like all the information is going towards.
Mm-hmm.
And you can sit back and say, well, what about this? Or what about that? But see, just by saying that, what about this? What about that? Those are desperate measures here, man. You're reaching.
Yep.
Instead of just going where what it's telling you. But what do I always say here on this channel? Everybody's opinion matters. Everybody's opinion matters. So yeah,
I understand talent, and that was talent. To not be spotted on any camera footage, y'all, nothing. That's talent, y'all. In that area, that's talent. I mean, I understand people want to say bumbling, and I get it. But remember now, everybody's also saying, oh, he was performing for the camera.
Yeah.
He didn't even know he was on camera, people.
Yeah, exactly right.
Y'all need to relook at this, man. Y'all need to
actually
really
that could be the reason why
it.
he took that damn camera. It probably freaked him out when he saw the red little thing or whatever come on. He probably said, damn, I thought this wasn't supposed to have anything.
Like most people, oh, he's performing. Dude didn't even know the camera was on, y'all.
Dude was not a performer, I can tell you that. He may have not been a numbnuts, but he wasn't no performer.
No.
You can't perform that. I don't think he was necessarily not intelligent in what he was doing. I just think that, you know, when they tell you the stars and the moon and everything is aligned in your favor, that's a royal flush right there, man.
Yeah.
That's a straight royal flush right there.
Yeah.
And everything panned out, not only how they possibly planned it, but it all panned out because the incompetency all the way across the board, the reaction of how the family handled it. I mean, it was the perfect storm.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I agree.
Sometimes stuff is just right there, and like I said, I'm just using a little bit or a lot of my experience in law enforcement to try to figure out the dynamic of why. Not that others are not doing the same thing, but I'm just trying to think like it's just not computing. It's not computing because it doesn't compute. Okay, it doesn't compute not because you don't know, but because you can't even try to make it sense, right? You can't even try to make it sound good.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, when you're at that point, yeah. Why did they say 90, 92, 97%? It's always somebody that knows a family or the family member.
Yeah, I agree. They need to
and
jack
I tell
that
people
up
all the
about
time,
two.
and I tell people all the time, there's a reason why they use those statistics. Because they have them. This is what they do. So, I mean, sometimes it's just there, and sometimes people don't want to see it. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying that I'm 100% right because I could be totally wrong. And you know what? I hope to God I am wrong because I would much rather see a stranger than a person in the family do that to her or cause her death. But I will say I haven't seen anything else to tell me anything different. I haven't seen anything, and I haven't heard anybody tell me anything that I can say that is swaying in my mind anything from what I've been thinking. I don't know. Welcome in, Buttercuss. Welcome in.
Dougie Doug.
I don't get speechless often, but
who?
I got nothing to say.
No, I hear you, brother. Hey, you seen how when we started this conversation today, you seen how this started with Nolan Wells and how I pivoted away from that real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a reason.
Oh yeah.
There was a reason. But no, man, honestly, I appreciate you guys, man. Look, I learned from everybody, not only in the chat, but people like you, Doug, and you, Vet, and Chris, and Brew. I learned from you guys because sometimes you say things that really spark my mind, and that helps me. That's why I like the channel, because the channel is all about opinions, theories, and ideas, suggestions, thoughts. And sometimes when you hear those things, something just clicks and says,
yeah,
you may not click with somebody else, but if it clicks for you, then you go down that stream and start, and I learned a lot from you guys, man. You guys are amazing.
Yeah. Y'all
You
give
really
me
are.
aha moment. Y'all give me aha moments. Like
Mhm.
I think so up there, Doug, and I think up there so much that I need to calm down. Like, oh, okay, calm down. And one thing y'all will say, it just, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like, oh, I get, and it just leads me, yeah, yeah. That aha moment. That's what I'll be waiting for.
Yep.
Aha moment.
That's it, brother. That's it. That's what everybody waits for. That's what I wait for.
Right out my brain.
Somebody's to say something and then it just clicks and then it just starts making sense.
Yep.
And you're right. Look, Vet. You have a lot of knowledge, but your knowledge is so up there because of what you do. Okay. So you're playing on a different level, a higher level than what your average Joe is playing on. You know what I mean? So your thinking process is going to be a much higher than your average Joe. Okay. But in this type of thing, this is literally a little bit above average Joe, you know, but it's not on your level. So it's no knock to you because you know it. It's just sometimes you're like you're above the fray. Let's just put it that way. You are when you do things and think things, it's because you know that level of sophistication. I don't know it. I couldn't do what you do, you know, but on my lower scale, that's what we're talking about, I think.
Well,
you know,
for the first time in 6 months, however many months it's been, I can actually say that I think family may have been involved. And I could be wrong.
Yeah. And I could be wrong too, man. Like I
It's
said,
the
man,
second time I said that today.
I pray to God that I'm wrong because that's
I
one
hope
thing
I'm
that
wrong.
family
I ain't
to
afraid
me,
to say I'm wrong. If I'm
family
wrong, I'll
to
say
me
I'm
is
wrong.
everything, man. Family is, I always tell everybody, tell my kids all the time, family is the most important thing in life, literally. And that goes without saying, you know, whatever faith you believe in. But family is everything in my life. So I would love to say it's a stranger, because then I say, man, nail him, put him in, the electric chair, the whole 9 yards. But I just don't see that. I really don't. I really don't see that. And I haven't seen out of. I love watching all these different channels, and a lot of them. I'll be honest, a lot of them I lean to are people that are in law enforcement or military or something to that effect. And I'll be honest, man, when I listen to these people, I haven't heard anybody convince me otherwise. And it's not because I'm not open-minded, man. I think I listen to a lot of people and I take everybody's opinion. That's why this channel is about. It's just about everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
It's not about your own fact, it's about opinion.
I love hearing law enforcement's assessment because I understand law enforcement and FBI and high profile cases knock heads, y'all. So hearing their perspective of this, I get to sit back and actually what you know what I'm saying? Like you said, I'm up there now. I get to see the FBI in them, which I never get to see.
Right.
And I get to ask Dee like, what is this? Like, what is, and it's a different perspective, y'all. It's a very different perspective.
Well, I hope that the channel had a good day today.
I know, right? That was a good one.
That was a very good live, guys. You know what? It started a little bit rough, but then when the minds came in, everything started clicking. And kudos to Doug and Army Vet and Chris and etc. Bruce. Kudos to you guys, because sometimes, man, it's hard, man. It's hard to get out of that box you're in. As long as you have an open mind on how something could go, and you're willing to kind of like just see, it's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But honest, truly, in my opinion, from all my years in working as a chief and in law enforcement, I can tell you right now, I haven't heard anybody give me what I would say I haven't been able to get anybody to convince me otherwise. I just haven't seen it. And I honestly believe, and I'm not, that doesn't mean that I'm not wrong. That just means, because I very well could be wrong. I just haven't felt that, that gut that you have, that feeling that when you know something and you're just trying to, I just haven't had that, like I said, that moment where I said, and I've had moments in this case, just not that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I can't shake that. But I love hearing from, my thing is always, my biggest thing for me has always been, I love finding out about things I don't know. So when I hear Doug doing his how he gathers information, I know how to gather, but when I hear him come up with certain things, blows me away. And I've told Doug many times that when I hear you talk about some of the things you talk about, I'm like, man, it blows me away. I love things that I don't know. Why? Because it helps me become a little bit more smarter.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Look at different angles. We all come at it from a different angle, and that's what makes
Absolutely.
it so great.
Absolutely. You welcome, Army Vet. You have a good one, my friend. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely,
Doug,
Army.
everybody down the line, Truth Warrior, L, Buttercups, April, Jean, everybody on the channel. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you guys. And yeah, watch back the live. It's very, hey, like I said, when mine started clicking, people started thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it's supposed to work. That's how it's supposed to work. So with that, let's end this live, Doug.
Absolutely. Devil Dog, once again, thanks for having me on. Love all the devil pups, and we'll catch it tomorrow at 9. Semper Fi,
Semper
dog.
Fi, my brother.
Absolutely.
All right. Everybody, God bless you all. Thank you. Appreciate you all. Appreciate you all for hanging with us. Appreciate for all your support. And that's what the channel is, man. That's what the channel's all about. It's about facts, but it's about everybody's opinion. And you got to be willing to understand everybody's opinion to understand where everybody sees from what perspective, So God bless you all. Have a good night. Tomorrow, I might have something to do tomorrow in the morning. So I will leave a post on when we're going live. I would say probably more closer to 11 than 9. Doug, if you're listening, more closer to 11. Chris, if you're listening, more closer to 11. Because I do have some things I got to get done early in the morning. So with that, everybody, I'll send everybody a quick little video, 15-second video, letting you guys know what time we'll go. But God bless you all. Take care. Semper Fi. And remember, it's all common sense, everybody. Honestly, it's really all common sense. God bless everybody. Semper Fi. Thank you all.